I live my life by two absolute truths.
Really? And what are they?
Well, the first truth is the best way to sell your home is on a big portal website.
Whoa, I'm going to stop you right there, cowboy. That might have worked in the past, but the market's changed. Right now, you list your home like that, you might be waiting for a while. You need a robust home marketing strategy built by a homevalue.com expert. Now, that's the best way to sell your home quickly and for the best price.
Well, my life outlook has been shattered.
Well, what's the other truth you live by?
And you won't laugh?
I promise I will not laugh.
I believe rainbows are streams of dandruff left by unicorns.
Homevalue.com.
In the world of real estate, agents are faced with a critical choice when it comes to choosing their path. Either go with a full commission brokerage with an affordable comp plan but little to no additional support, or pay much higher fees to possibly receive revenue sharing in stock but with moderate support. These are your only options. But for the very few who venture out on their own, risking everything to build their own brokerage, losing access to tools, support, and stock awards that a larger platform can provide, every agent knows that you must choose wisely, because if you decide down the road that your current brokerage option is not the right fit for your needs, you need to make the costly transition back to square one, resetting caps and forfeiting stock and revenue share. Brokerage is capitalized on this fear to trap agents in a model. This is simply the way it is. This is the way it's always been. But imagine there was a better way. Imagine a brokerage platform that gives agents the flexibility to move between comp plans so that they can spend their entire career in one place while earning stock and recruiting other agents. Imagine if that brokerage offered solutions that ranged from a 100% comp plan at just $500 per file with a $5,000 cap, all the way up to an affiliate brokerage plan where agents can start and run their own independent real estate company, all while retaining support, stock, and revenue share. Imagine agents having the best buyer lead generation, CRM, and automated marketing platform to help nurture and close buyers. Imagine this brokerage platform puts agents first and focuses on real estate with great training, support, and culture. Imagine if that same brokerage platform recruited forest agents with thousands of dollars in marketing after every transaction they closed at no additional cost to the agent. How many more agents could that platform reach? How large could it be? Imagine how much the stock could be worth. Imagine if this auto-recruit system included digital marketing, direct mail, email, retargeting, and was all powered by an AI automation engine, all working together so contacts proactively reach out and ask about the opportunity to join. Imagine if agents could earn up to 7 levels of revenue share and stock grants on the agents that the platform recruited for them. Imagine how much revenue share agents could earn, how many customers it could serve. Imagine if this brokerage encouraged its agents to build local relationships for mortgage, title, and other services to make sure their clients get the best service. How many more transactions would they close? How large could that platform grow? Can you imagine the stock value now? Imagine having the flexibility to run your entire business from the palm of your hand so that you can maximize your most valuable asset, your time. Imagine getting in on the ground floor, at the top of a recruiting downline, before the company's gone public, before the market's saturated. Now imagine what your boat's gonna look like. No, a little bigger. There you go. Imagine if those recruiting efforts and stock awards could provide for the agent in life after real estate and ensure a successful retirement. And imagine the entire enterprise is created and backed by a proven industry innovator. Now imagine this platform already exists. Imagine you own this platform. Imagine how large you can grow. How much revenue share you could earn. Just imagine.
It's a beautiful evening here in Jacksonville as the Jacksonville Armada look to use home field to their advantage as they welcome Miami United FC for a Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup clash in the River City tonight. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hodges Stadium on the campus of the University of North Florida here in Jacksonville. My name is Mike Jenkins, and my colleague tonight is Stuart Weber. The Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, commonly known as the U.S. Open Cup, is the longest knockout cup competition in men's soccer in the United States. Since 2017, the Armada has played tonight's opponent, Miami United FC, twice. In 2018, Miami United FC came up to Jacksonville and defeated the Armada 2-0. Later on in 2018, the Armada would defeat Miami United FC in an NPSL playoff match by the score of 2-1. As we look at the starting lineups tonight, Stuart, and we look at some of the names that both these teams have put out to play, show me what jumps out to you when you look at these two lineups.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the Jacksonville Armada, and you're really seeing a combination of young and old for this roster, and we'll get into it a little bit later into the broadcast. But as an NPSL team, the vast majority of this roster from a year ago, not in the lineup because they're still in college. It's an under-23 team for the most part. Not tonight. Tonight it is a little bit of everything. I will say, number 2, Jed Bowman, defenseman. was on that roster. He is one of the few members on this 18-man sheet today who played for this team a year ago as the under-23 squad that went undefeated in the regular season.
As we get going here at Hodges Stadium, two NPSL teams tangling in the U.S. Open Cup's first round. Both teams obviously want to get out of here with a win today, as the winner will play back in Miami a couple of weeks from now against Miami FC of the USL. And we're off here at Hodges Stadium.
Yeah, you mentioned it. U.S. Open Cup is really a whole lot of fun for the people who get to compete in it each and every year. I mean, you're talking about knockout stages, so you lose, you're going home. You don't get to keep playing, which is a very unique thing in this world of soccer. And the Armada have had their chances in this tournament, both with the professional team when it was playing in the NASL, and then the NPSL ranks as well. Heck, you go as far back as Jacksonville United back in 2012, a team that the head coach of this team, Tommy Krasanovic, played for. That was way back in the day. As we move it forward, Jacksonville with an early attack.
Miami United FC steps in and stops that attack from turning into anything dangerous. As the Miami United FC turn it upfield for United FC, you're looking at Robertino Insua with the ball on his feet right now. He is one of their danger men. He was one of their top 2 goal scorers from last season.
Yeah, and, an experienced guy, and we will see that in this matchup. I mean, he's 28 years old. You look at the Armada's front line, 26, 26, 28 years old. So all guys who played quite a bit of soccer in their day and have found the back of the net in many different levels. That will be the hope for both teams tonight.
As the Armada take it away, that's Ludo Tom for the Armada, playing it out and is dispossessed by Miami United. Here's Andrea Pastore, the left back for Miami United FC. Miguel Antonio Benito looking ahead and finding number 25, Matthew Wu Ling, another one of the danger men for Miami United. He plays kind of interchangeably with Insua up top. Nice step in there by the Armada and foul. That was Riyad Kobayar, who came back from his wing position to play some defense before he was fouled. It will be an Armada free kick.
Chatting with Coach Krasanovic here ahead of this game, gave me a little background information on Riyad. Riyad's one of those guys who's kind of between his pro contracts. He's played really all over Europe and Bosnia. That's where he's originally from, although he did go to high school right here in Jacksonville at Mandarin High School. Played in Bosnia, Slovenia, Germany, most recently with FK Sarajevo back in Bosnia. So looking to maybe turn some heads here as Charles Alandua, original Jacksonville Armada player, gets that touch. He's out there with the yellow boots on.
Bowman throws it in for the Armada to Alandu. Plays it back for Bolt. Sees the ball deflected out of bounds by number 11, Jose Aguinaga. Aguinaga played all over the country, but most recently he's played for some USL teams, including Phoenix Rising FC in the USL Championship.
You got to see him quite a bit, as you used to work for that club out there in the West Coast.
I did.
You call Phoenix the West Coast? Is it far enough to be the West? You would call it that, right?
I think it is. I call it West Coast.
Okay.
But yeah, fun years when I was there with guys like Didier Drogba and Sean Wright Phillips playing for the organization.
Heard of them? Yes, yeah. They are good at this soccer thing we do.
Here comes Miami United FC, dispossessed at half field. Here comes Ludo Tom for the Armada. Plays it forward for Alandu. Alandu plays it back for Tom. Here comes Tom into the box. Dribbles across one. Ball's played out. It's going to be an Armada corner. Nice play there by number 3 for Miami United FC, Jason Espita, who came over at the last minute and stopped Tom's advance into the box.
And this is going to be one of the things we have to watch early on in this matchup, as you see Ludo Tom working his way through. Nice, as you said, deflection by Espita to give up the corner kick. Trainer's taking a look at one of the players for Miami United back in midfield. He's back on his feet, appears to be all right, and will play on. One of the interesting things here early in this matchup is you're going to see these players learn about each other. We mentioned it's a hodgepodge roster, right? Guys from all over the place. Well, that means a lot of different playing styles, a lot of unfamiliarity. We saw Jed Bowman make a beautiful run there on that last play, but they never saw him just because you wouldn't know that defender was maybe making a run as we get set here for the corner from Teddy West.
Here's West to deliver the corner. Plays it only as far as Serrano, who ends up clearing. Miami United FC trying to counter. Stopped by Ludo Tom. Played all the way across to young Micah Thomas, a member of the under-23 team last year for the Armada, who came on as the season went on and started to shine towards the end of the NPSL season.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about a guy who's just 18 years old, bright future ahead of him, went to Nice High School right here in Northeast Florida down in St. Johns County, and getting a chance to play with some seasoned veterans out there on the field tonight. So a good opportunity for him this evening.
As Alandu pressures Espita for Miami United FC. Here's Callejas, who plays it over wide as the ball's played back amongst Miami United FC's back line.
There's a lot of letters in there. MU, FC, all the letters.
Here's Espita, who turns it over, played by Jed Bowman. Ludo Tom dispossessed. Nice interplay between Miami United FC. Looking for Pastore, making a run down the left-hand side, and Bolt comes over, positions himself well to see that ball out of bounds over the end line for a Armada goal kick. Nice play by Bolt there.
It's almost like he knows this field very well. Jay Bolt, for those who don't know, a former UNF Osprey who played his home games right here at Hodges Stadium. In fact, in 4 years with the Ospreys, played 62 games, 57 starts. It tells you how much they thought of him here at UNF in his days with the Ace Sun, including a year where he earned Defensive Player of the Year in the conference, and that's a Division I college conference for Jay Bolt, who's now a head coach at one of the local high schools.
It's nice that Coach Krzanovich can call on some of the older guard to come out and play in games like these. I mean, you have Bolt, you have Jamal Johnson on the bench, a former English Premier League player. Those are nice guys to have phone numbers for.
I mean, Bolt's picture is up inside the press box. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know, right?
Here's Miami United FC as Ludo Tom steps in, only to see the ball taken away by Insua. Jay Bolt's going to clear that for the Armada, and Callejas brings it down for Miami United FC. Frankfurt Getty was looking to possess that ball. Ball goes out of bounds. The Armada throws it in quick to Teddy West. As the Armada play it back. Arton Redmore playing out at center left back tonight in a back three. Australian native from Melbourne, Australia, playing for the Armada tonight at left back.
One of my pregame notes that I found very interesting. Redmore and Micah Smoke, another defender, both from Melbourne. One from Melbourne, Australia, the other from Melbourne, Florida. So two very different Melbournes for those two players, but they're both on this starting defensive line for the Jacksonville Armada.
Jay Bolt stepping in there and stopping a dangerous through ball from getting down the wing to Pastore.
Like that composure there from Bolt.
Here's Jed Bowman. Fouled by Miami United FC's Jose Aguinaga. Wily veteran making a tackle there and immediately putting up the hand as he was sorry. Aguinaga is a guy who likes to generate offense from the midfield. He's always looking ahead when it comes to progressive play once he gains possession. There's Redmore for the Armada.
Definitely get that feeling out phase here early on, especially for Jacksonville. Miami in a little different position than the Armada are because they've been playing year-round. Yes, they do play in the NPSL, which is the same league that the Jacksonville under-23 team plays in, albeit in a different conference and one more South Florida-focused as opposed to the Gulf Coast Conference that the Armada play in. But they also didn't earn their spot in this U.S. Open Cup through the NPSL. They earned it as a local qualifier, meaning they had to keep playing games, and some of these guys on this roster have been playing together now for a while, as you see a great play there by Bowman to dispossess the Miami United player. One
thing we've learned about Jed Bowman over the past couple of seasons is he's a no-holds-barred, physical, adventurous player who's not afraid to throw his body around.
Yeah, and he's fun to talk to. Of course, from Billericay, England, played right here at Flagler in Northeast Florida, down in St. Augustine, a Division II school. Just graduated from there at the end of the fall semester, which is why he's able to play. We mentioned so many of these guys can't play because they're tied to their colleges. Well, if you graduated at the end of the fall, then you're good to go. And that is certainly the case for Bowman, one of the guys who's kind of stuck around here in Northeast Florida and getting the opportunity to play in the U.S. Open Cup because of it.
Here's Jay Bolt for the Armada. Surveying the field ahead. Plays it back to Micah Smoke, who swings it over to Redmore. Redmore looks to go forward, looking for somebody to make a run. Here's West. West is an interesting story. He's smaller in stature, but he plays a lot bigger than he is. He's all over the place. He's kind of that engine in the center of midfield, looking to be progressive and making runs. As we get the ball here to Kolyar. Alondu looks across, far post, looking for Micah Thomas, just wide. A little bit high, a little bit wide for Micah Thomas. Great ball from Alondu across the box, looking for Thomas. First key chance of the game for the Armada.
Yeah, the Cameroonian Charles Alondu showing you what he can do with that cross. We mentioned he's a guy who played for the original Armada. Big goal scorer back in those days, scored 7 goals in 2 seasons. Here, almost sets up number 3 Micah Thomas for a goal of his own. What a moment it would have been for the 18-year-old if he could have got that just a little lower, get it on frame, and get a chance, because the keeper, Oxenot, for Miami United came out there and was beaten.
Ball played long over the top. Here's Bolt. Hur steps in, the keeper for the Armada, who looked like he was fouled on the play and is still down. It's one thing the Armada don't have a lot of tonight is experienced goaltenders. Nicholas Hur is from Denmark, and he plays obviously for the Armada tonight, but he coaches at Jacksonville U just down the street. And his goaltenders love him as a coach. He's a super nice guy, but tonight's a chance for him to show his talents on the field. And it's good to see these stories about guys like Hur coming out and helping out the local team with the talents that he has. Yeah,
Nicholas able to really showcase his skills. I'm going to go with the first name. I'll leave it to you, man. You can have that. Hur. You get a nice rolling R in there. My Dutch ancestors would love that. But I'm just going to go with Nicholas. Big Nick, maybe. Big Nick between the pipes. Getting after it.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Here's Bolt for the Armada. Looks ahead for Ludo Tom as they play it back to Smoke.
So we're about 10 minutes into this thing. You can see Miami really pushing their line up and trying to put the Jacksonville players under pressure. And it worked, obviously, on that last play. You had a big collision there at the edge of the 18. But certainly Miami wants to kind of set the tempo here and put Jacksonville on their back heels.
Here's Teddy West. Nice job keeping the ball in play there. Tries to play it forward to Alondu and headed out of bounds by Espita for Miami United FC. Here's Bowman. Looking for West. West plays it back. Here's Jay Bolt all the way back to Micah Smoke. And what you were saying, Stuart, was pretty dead on. The Armada are the ones that are taking their time. They're playing the ball from the back. They're looking to play forward. They're not upset if something doesn't go their way. Miami United FC is putting a lot of pressure on the Armada by lobbing these balls over the top and looking to beat that 3 in the back line.
And look, we know the fact that there's a lot of random players on this team. So does Miami United. They're well aware of the fact that this team hasn't had a lot of time to gel.
Here's a through ball looking for Micah Thomas. Nice play by Miami United FC. Take that ball. That's for Getty as he plays it forward. Looking for Bautista Dominguez, who plays it to Insua. Looking ahead, cannot find Woo Kim. And here's Ludo Tom for the Armada. Plays it out wide to Alondu with some space. Aguinagua comes over to check Alondu. Ball's put out of play by Pastore, and it's going to be Armada ball.
So in this first kind of 12 and a half minutes, a lot of the offense has really come through that right side of the formation for Jacksonville. Alondu playing as that playmaker and really setting up some of his teammates. Haven't seen as much from the Brazilian, Saulo da Silva, as well as the Bosnian from here in town, Kolyar. We did see him make a nice defensive play, but still kind of waiting for those two guys, number 4 and 96, to really get involved here.
Valon Dominguez there for Miami United FC sets up the Armada with a free kick from about 35 yards out. Teddy West standing over it as the Armada gather up near the 18-yard box. 13:30 into this one, 0-0 between Jacksonville and Miami United FC as West sets up to deliver. Here's the delivery. Looking far post. Oxenot comes out to get it. Collides with an Armada player who's down as they are calling for the trainers. Oxenot seems to be okay as the keeper from Miami United FC gets up. Player there looks like Kolbyar, who gets rolled up on by Oxenot.
That's a tough one. When the free kick goes in too deep, you're just kind of not able to see what's happening down there, and as a result, take a pop to the head there.
As the trainers are attending to it, looks like Riyad Kolbyar.
It's not Kolbyar. He's over here in midfield, laying down on his back right now, so hard to get that number for you.
As we look at some of the other players on the field and we look at a replay here, as Oxenot comes down, you're going to see the Armada player pushed into Oxenot. They get tangled up and
back on his feet and walking again.
Looks like it's Redmore. As the injured Armada player.
Yeah, it is Redmore. So they're going to have to take a second here. He'll come off the field for a moment before he's able to rejoin the game. Simply because that was one of those head injuries. You get the training staff out there quick, make sure everything's good to go. Good health and safety here in the U.S. Open Cup.
Good to see Redmore back up on his feet. As he hustles back and asks for the referee to give him permission to come back on. As the ref will put the ball back in play, back to Oxenot with a drop ball. Funny you bring up De Silva. We haven't heard much about him or much from him in tonight's contest as Oxenot puts it back into play. He's going to be counted on as kind of that target man up front to possess the ball and look for runners on both sides in Kolbyar and Alandu.
Yeah, that's exactly the phrasing that Tommy Krzanovich used when I was talking to him about De Silva and what he can provide for this team. He's a guy who's played for Jacksonville FC in the UPSL, which is another lower division here in the ever-shifting pyramid of American soccer, as everyone loves it. And a guy who is that target forward. That's what he expects him to be, and that's why he's got him in that front line, kind of in that center forward position.
As the Armada pick up the pressure, and Sua looks to beat it and chip it over the top. He's looking for Pastore. Here comes Wood. He misses, but he clears it far enough for Bowman to take possession and kick it out of bounds. It'll be a Miami United FC throw-in, kind of heart in your throat moment there for Armada fans, as Wood was way out of his net. Coming to get that one, he missed it, but luckily it ended up going out of play. Redmore tries to clear it as Section 904 is amped and ready to go tonight with a large presence.
Yeah, and I love the fact that they get this opportunity to come out here and enjoy their club a little early in the 2023 season. We're waiting on a goal kick for Jacksonville, by the way. That is the delay as the players mill about. But yeah, for Section 904, I mean, these are the diehard guys, the supporters group and gals who've been with this club since, before they started, before even the 2015 season in the NASL. I mean, they have been supporting this team, and they know this location well. Of course, the team played here in 2018 in their NPSL season, a year after the NASL went silent, let's say.
Bolt looking for Alandu.
Because I don't think it's technically dead, but it is dead. It is. It's gone now.
Here's Bolt, plays it back for Smoke, over to Redmore. Shaking out the cobwebs and is back on for the Armada. Redmore looks forward. Big physical presence, Redmore is.
Yeah, big guy, and the tallest one on this starting 11 for the Jacksonville Armada at 6'3", so you would expect him to be in the sort of plays that we just saw. I mean, a long free kick, a corner kick. He's going to be that guy who's going to come down there and try and get his head on and be a big presence inside the box on set pieces.
Espita for Miami United FC plays it back to Dominguez. Swings it across to Forgetti. Looks forward. Only goes as far as West before West plays it back towards the Miami United FC goal. The ball rolls all the way back to Oxenot, their keeper. Dominguez plays it back.
So I knew pink obviously was a big color in the rotation for Miami United FC. Wasn't expecting the pink on white combination. We got to get get just a little shading, like a little shading behind the number, and then those of us high up in the stands could maybe get a look at what numbers those are a little better.
Thomas gambles and misses, and Woo Kim ends up taking advantage there. Serrano with the ball taken away by the Armada as Smoke clears it. All the way back to Oxenot as he looks to start play again for Miami United FC.
Certainly appreciate everybody joining us here on the broadcast tonight. Hopefully you've been watching the U.S. Open Cup the last couple evenings. I know I've been locked into a couple of them, watched a little penalty kick shootout in one of them yesterday. We'll see how this one goes. That will be what happens if it stays tied after extra time, as the flag is up for an offside on Miami United. Disregard what you just saw.
Pastore is the one who was adjudged to be offside. But what a hit right there after the play was over by Insua. Luckily for the Armada, that play was whistled dead as trainers come out to tend. Looks like Jed Bowman on the ground for the Armada. Ball clears Bolt. Pastore has played a lot of professional soccer in his life, over 100 caps in both Serie B and Serie C in Italy. Finds himself playing for Miami United FC this evening.
Yeah, and we've said that they've got quite a few different players from literally all over the world, which is pretty cool to kind of see players from Spain, Argentina, Italy like Pastore, Colombia, a few South Floridians as well, Haiti, Venezuela, Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, really pulling players from all over the globe to come play for this team.
Bowman walks off. He does not look happy. He took off the armband and gave it to Ludo Tom. Bowman was serving as captain this evening. It looks like Bowman's night might be over.
You hate to see that, especially as I mentioned, he's one of the guys who earned this opportunity for this team to be able to come out here and play as a member of that under-23 team last year. Substitute coming in is going to be Gio Abreu.
Giovanni Abreu is very familiar with this stadium as well, as he played for UNF for a number of years. Provides some ability to play as a wingback, is where he mostly played for UNF. He's good getting forward, good crossing the ball. Kind of a perfect like-for-like sub when you sub him into Bowman's position as a wingback.
Yeah, and another one of these local guys who played their high school ball right here in Northeast Florida from Oakleaf High School, the Knights down there in Clay County. So made his way from there, played his youth ball at Clay County Soccer Club to Oakleaf, and now here playing for the Jacksonville Armada in a U.S. Open Cup. So big chance here for the 25-year-old Abreu.
There's Alondu who tries to find De Silva. Does not, as the Miami United FC back four stands strong. Ball's played out of play by the Armada. It will be a Miami United FC throw-in as Espita comes over to grab it. Game settled down a little bit, 21 minutes in, still 0-0 between Miami United FC and the Jacksonville Armada here at Hodges Stadium on the campus of UNF.
Yeah, hoping to get a good little bit of back and forth, end-to-end action here. It's been a little choppy just with some of the stoppages for injuries, and obviously now we already had a substitution here early in this matchup, and would love to see this game kind of play out for a good 5 to 10 minute stretch.
Pastore throws it, and Aguinaga plays it back. Played over the top there by Serrano, but the Armada are able to collect. Rule tries to play it forward, headed back into the Armada side of the field. Teddy West dispossesses Dominguez, but eventually they're going to get back on it. Here's Insua with a shot, it looked like, from about 25 yards out.
And that's in the lake. There's literally a lake over there, and that ball boy is going to have to put on his swim trunks if he wants to go get that one. That's going to be rough on him.
I'll say that was brazen from Insua, but about from the same distance a couple of minutes ago before the injury, he had a missile into the net, only to see it adjudged offsides before that. So
that's kind of like the field goal kicker who gets that extra shot after the opposing coach calls timeout. He took that extra kick just to put a little range on it, see how his leg was feeling. It didn't work the same way in play here a moment ago.
Here's Hur. Sends it looking for Thomas. Played back by Forgetti for Miami United FC. Here's Serrano. Benito loses possession to Tom, who plays it back to Bolt, to Alondu, back to Tom. Tom being asked to do a lot of the heavy lifting tonight for the Armada as Benito is whistled for a foul.
And and there's a yellow card, first one of the match.
And he's issued a caution by the referee. That's Miguel Antonio Benito, cautioned in the 24th minute for Miami United FC. Wearing the captain's armband tonight. Now has to be careful for the next 50-plus minutes as this game comes to a conclusion. You don't want to see him sent off for another silly mistake.
Yeah, and I think that's one of those ones just kind of been building. I mean, you've seen a bunch of fouls here from Miami United, and referee wants to make sure nothing gets out of hand here. He wants to keep this thing under his watch, so to speak.
Here's Redmore for the Armada to Smoke. Across the back line to Bolt. A lot of play between the back line tonight for the Armada as they probe and prod Miami United FC's defense, looking for them to open up so that they can potentially play something through or over the top to guys like Alondu, De Silva, and Micah Thomas.
We talked about it 10 minutes ago, but it really hasn't changed for Jacksonville as far as the side of field that they've been using. They've really been playing through the near side, through what you're seeing here, the side, of course, with Charles Alondu, now Gio Abreu in there, Teddy West, Ludo Tom. They've really been keeping it over here. I'd like to see him do more of this, get it to the far side, switch it up a little bit. Heck, you see Charles floating all the way over to that far side of the field as a long ball looking for De Silva.
Silva's able to get onto it, keep it in play for the moment. Looks to beat Callejas and can't. Miami United FC gets the whistle on a handball on the clearance attempt. Be a free kick for Miami United FC.
So we've seen it now, and it's not just Alondu freelancing over there on the far side. He and Kobylar have switched sides. Tommy Kruzanovic, making some moves to the formation, trying to see if he can kind of spark this offense and switch things up a little bit by putting one of the more highly involved players from the first half of this first half onto the other side of the field where they haven't been using it much.
You can kind of see now what Miami United is trying to do. They're looking for this ball over the top for Pastore. Pastore gets onto it and plays it just wide. The Armada beaten over the top as Bolt was trying to get back. He didn't even know Pastore was behind him and was shocked to see him get onto the end of that. Pastore shooting it just wide. The Armada catch a break.
That's communication right there. That's a big communication thing and a lack of familiarity, as we mentioned. I mean, you got a guy who hasn't played in 4 or 5 years. He's got the skills. We're just reawakening them as this match goes on, right? And certainly you want your goalkeeper back there to really be letting you know what's going on, what other players you have nearby, and you can expect to see that improve here as this match goes on.
As the Armada play it forward. Ball's played to West and off Miami United FC and out of bounds. West puts it back in play to Bolt.
Dominguez with one of those slide tackles on the ball that he's going to have that rash on the leg tomorrow. I've seen that. I've done that slide tackle many times towards the sideline, and it doesn't feel good when you get up and you're like, no, boy, that one's going to leave a little mark for a little bit.
Armada turn it over at half field. Here is Benito looking forward for Insua, who loses control as he tries to play it forward, and ball goes back to Hur, who clears it out as Miami United FC close on him. Looking for De Silva, can't find him. Here's Pastore. West comes in, misses. Pastore retains possession. This is Dominguez looking wide. He's looking for Insua. He's able to keep it in play. One-on-one on Jay Bolt. Insua beats him. Crosses it. Thomas heads it out. Out of danger for the moment for the Armada as Kobylar gets possession and takes off. No whistle on that one as Kobylar might have felt some contact. And the ref didn't see it that way. Ball's played out. It will be a Miami United FC throw-in.
But exactly what Tommy Kruzanovic wanted is happening, right? You move Kobylar to this near side, and he's getting more involved with the game. You saw him make a nice run there as Jacksonville has got a little bit of a number break here.
Here's Alondu. Thomas making an overlapping run. Alondu cuts it back. He's got Kobylar far side. Finds him. Kobylar crosses it. Espita gets a foot to it and puts it out of play. That will be an Armada corner kick. Nice play by the Armada to get up on the attack.
As you take a look at Kobylar here, as Jacksonville had a nice little push there, Alondu keeping the ball nicely, sends it into the box. 10 yards of space there for Kobylar. You maybe want to see him do a little more with that, maybe get a little air underneath that to try and find the head of one of his teammates. But he definitely did well to earn at least the corner kick as Teddy West gets set to take it.
If he cuts that ball on his left foot, he's got acres of space to shoot that on net. Here's West playing it essentially right into the hands of Oxenot, who comfortably collects it and looks to throw the ball quickly. upfield.
So the first corner from West was a little low. This one a little too close to the net. We'll see where the next one ends
Very
up.
physical play by Bolt. Here's West. Finds Colbyar. Loses possession.
Maybe trying to get a little too tricky there with the back heel.
Pastore and Insua on the left side here for Miami United. Plays it back into the middle to Dominguez. Correction, that's Aguinaga, who gets the ball back and looks upfield.
So I know we've been locked in on the action here for a little while. I just want to say bravo to the crowd here from Jacksonville showing up, as we have had a tremendous crowd show up. I know they were talking about only keeping the bottom portion of the stands here open. As Jay Bolt looks to chase one down, he does. They've had to open up the higher portions as well right now, as a great crowd has shown up to come support this team in the U.S. Open Cup.
Fantastic showing by not only just the regular fans, but 904 showed up in force tonight.
Yeah, no doubt.
Here is Miami United FC. Aguinaga tries to flip it over the top. Pastore crosses it.
Flag's up.
Flag is up for offsides. Pastore a couple times now. It keeps prodding over there, playing behind Bolt on that left-hand side. A couple of times he's been offside, but you got to pay attention to that. Nice play by Bolt right before that with a nice sliding tackle.
Yeah, and we knew this coming in, right? We knew that this Miami United team was going to be full of talented players, and they've certainly shown in here in the first 30 minutes of action at Hodges Stadium. So it's been a lot of fun to watch these two teams kind of squaring off so far.
It's very interesting because you can kind of tell what each team is really trying to do.
Yeah.
It's this kind of battle of wills as to whose style and whose strategy is going to win, because it's pretty apparent that both of them have a strategy in place.
There's Alondu getting right into the mix of it in the middle of the field. They're going to call a foul. But you see him trying to get more and more involved. Now, I was very curious to see really what Alondu's involvement in tonight's matchup was going to be. Is he going to only be a guy looking to score? Is he going to be a playmaker trying to distribute to his teammates? He is another one of those guys like Kobylar, who's kind of between pro contracts right now, trying to figure out what his next move is going to be. He's 28 years old. Of course, he played for the Armada in 2016 and 2017 in the NASL days, most recently playing with Ethnikos Akna in Cyprus, that vaunted Premier League of Cyprus.
They play in the Champions League in Europe.
Yeah.
They get a spot there. So, anybody playing
Probably
overseas
doesn't
in
stink
Europe,
to live in Cyprus either.
Yeah, not at all.
Just saying.
I could probably deal with that.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad.
Bolt heads it off of Miami United FC, but Insua is going to keep it in play. Here's Insua, plays it back to Espita. Looking forward to Insua. Plays it forward to Miguel Antonio Benito, who has it taken away from him, kicked out of bounds. It will be a Miami United FC throw-in. Here's Espita. Espita looking forward as he's pressured. Finds Insua, who tries to backheel it, and now steps in and grabs it. Here's Aguinaga. Ball deflected and goes comfortably to Huru in the Armada. Dodge a bullet there.
Yeah, that thing had a little wiggle on it because of that deflection. So you're glad that Nicholas was able to handle that thing, because it was coming at a weird little knuckleball at him.
Here's Colbyar, slicing through the defense, gets it back. Beats Pastore, finds De Silva. De Silva's got a man in Alondu. De Silva goes down. The referee does not blow his whistle.
Not a lot there. Just kind of realized he was beaten, lost the ball, trying to make something of it. But Miami United plays on, and we'll see if we get a stoppage here as De Silva remains down for a moment, and there it is.
Serrano plays it out for Miami United FC as De Silva's still down for the Armada.
Really love that 1-2 that we saw between Abreu and Kobylar down that right side. I mean, you talk about a guy having to come off the bench cold, and not even a normal time to come in as a substitute, and you just look at what they're doing up there. Here's a little look at the little infighting action there between Fergetti and De Silva. And De Silva's back on his feet, walking just fine. So
very quickly back up on his feet.
He's back up. He's good. He's all right. Rub a little dirt on it.
As Miami United FC puts it back into play.
Which, by the way, not something we could have done last summer. You couldn't rub a little dirt on it. We had an artificial turf field for the entire NPSL season. Tonight, and for a selection of the games during this summer, at the very least, grass field here at UNF, and really a beautiful field, especially when you consider what this field's been through over the last week. This past weekend, hosted one of the biggest track meets in the entire state of Florida each and every year at the high school level, the Bob Hayes Invitational. And it took a beating on that Saturday because it rained, and it rained a lot that day. So shout out to Corey Levine and the turf staff here at UNF for putting this thing together and making it beautiful. Got a couple little javelin lines in there. If you see the light blue, if you're wondering what that is, that's from the javelin. Little fun fact for you. You don't see that on a soccer pitch too often in the U.S. Open Cup, but javelin lines making an appearance here tonight.
Here's Miami United FC pushing it up the field. And Ludo Tom dispossesses Matthew Wu Ling, who was on the attack for Miami United FC. Here's Alondu. Looks out for Colliard. Colliard does play it forward, and the referee does whistle a foul on Miami United FC. If that foul isn't whistled and he stays on his feet, he's through there.
I don't think he stays on his feet, though,
Yeah.
Based on where that ball was going and the momentum of his body kind of going the other way. I think the foul is the best-case scenario here when you're talking about this situation. So good to see that.
It's nice to see, the offensive action from the Armada, who's played, I would call it a pretty, modest first half. Looking to play the ball backwards. A card just comes out for Miami United FC. I believe that was shown to Espita, but we have to double check on that. I don't know if it was on the foul or if something was said to the referee when it came to the foul on Colbiar. We'll have to double check on who the yellow card was issued to.
I like this low angle. You get a little look at some lacrosse practice over there in the background of this. Love that for us.
West sizes it up for the Armada in their brand new jerseys with LPT Realty across the front. New shirt sponsor this season.
I love that. I'm ready to get mine in the mail. Let's get that thing delivered, shall we? So here's a nice set piece opportunity for Jacksonville.
Here's West looking at the penalty spot for it. Cleared out by Insua for Miami United FC.
And we mentioned how big Redmore was going to be in these sort of situations. There he was right in the middle of it again with an opportunity to get his head on it.
And I think on those you're looking for Smoke, you're looking for De Silva, you're looking for Redmore, some of the bigger players that the Armada have.
Yeah, they don't want this smoke.
As they look to throw it in. Fantastic.
Do what I can.
Yeah. Here's Smoke as he looks wide for Redmore. Aginaga pressures for Miami United FC.
Good idea there. Trying to find Alondu on the run with the 1-2. Intercepted, and here's a break the other way now for Miami.
Fantastic job by Colbiard getting back to make a play defensively as it looked like Insua was in a dangerous spot. Here's Espita playing it forward. That's going to go all the way back as Pastore
Flags up.
was waiting back there for it as he was running back from an offside position and flagged for offsides.
I'm happy to see now Jacksonville has been able to kind of pull the string on that offside call a couple times now. And when you're talking about players not familiar with each other, that's one of those areas that you don't think about but can suffer just because you're not on the same page as far as pulling up at the right time and allowing that player to get behind your defense and get that offside. So I love the fact that a couple of these experienced guys and Bolt, Smoke, Redmore have really synced up when it comes to the back line for Jacksonville.
Thomas plays it back for West, who goes all the way back to Redmore, who looks to reset for the Armada. 38th minute here at Hodges Stadium on the campus of UNF, 0-0 between Miami United FC and the Armada. As De Silva tries to get on to the end of a long Bolt pass and can't do it, it'll be a Miami United FC goal kick.
Miami players got to take better advantage of that long jump pit or high jump pit right there. I mean, you gotta go full dive into that thing if you're him there. I mean, you've got a giant cushion to land on. What are we doing? Come on, man. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I spent too much time doing track and field as a kid.
Here's Miami United FC.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I keep getting you off track. That's on me.
It's making me crack up.
I
love the track and field guy in you.
That's it, man. Oof.
Dangerous play all the way back to Hur, who gets back in time to clear it. And now the Armada are able to dispossess Miami United FC, and Redmore's going to clear it for the Armada. A horrific, back pass, it almost looked like, between the Armada defense and Hur almost cost them But Hur was lucky enough to get back and clear it as a Miami United FC player is down.
I mean, you look at it, that would have been the own goal of own goals right there. And luckily, Nicholas gets back and gets a foot on it. But then the danger wasn't over with yet. Luckily, Bolt, with a well-timed tackle, gets all ball and is able to clear this thing out of there.
Looks like Serrano is the man down for Miami United FC. Been on the attack on that right side all night, looking for gaps as he probes to try to get on the attack for Miami United FC, and be a big loss if Serrano ends up having to check out of this game. We've already seen one guy go down on the Armada side with Bowman. That might be something you see as the game goes on, especially in the NPSL, because we're not necessarily in season yet. So you have a Miami United FC who plays year-round, but you have an Armada team that, A, hasn't played together much, and B, I mean, you're talking about some of these older guys who might be struggling with conditioning because many of them have just been kind of pulled off, we'll call it the bench, pulled out of retirement to come in and serve duty for the Fleet this evening.
Yeah, and we just saw Jacksonville being smart. Look, there's only 5 minutes left in this half, but the entire team came to the sideline during that injury timeout and grabbed bottles of water. Look, they understand it was a warm day today, high 85 here in Northeast Florida on a beautiful March day in Jacksonville. It's probably warmer in Miami if you're watching down there, because that's generally how the world works. But yeah, so, be smart, get your water in, you stay hydrated when you can. Go hard here for these last 5 minutes, because you're going to have a nice little break here coming up when we hit the halftime.
Yeah, you can't ask for much better weather tonight.
Oh, my goodness. It's gorgeous.
Here's Miami United FC throwing the ball back in. Dominguez puts it back into play. It's cleared out towards midfield. Forgetti going to play it all the way back to Oxenot for Miami United FC.
Yeah, I've been out here actually last couple days now. Yesterday I was out here for some UNF softball, the day before for baseball, and it has just been a wonderful week of weather here in Jacksonville. Started a little chilly by our standards, which means 60 degrees, but it's certainly warmed up, and it's going to be warm the next couple days.
Pastore can't keep it in for Miami United, and Abreu will throw it in for the Armada. Bolt clears it up, finds Colbiar. Can't keep it. And Miami United's Aguinaga does. Able to find back to Aguinaga, but the ball was played there. No foul on the Armada as Colliar looks forward. Here's Alondu.
Good chance to break with a 4-on-3.
Alondu showing his speed. Plays it out wide for Abreu. Abreu's going to play it back for Alondu. Alondu into the middle. Thomas! Shot! Save! Rebound! Goal! Jacksonville! Micah Thomas for the Armada in the 42nd minute. Puts them on the board, giving them the 1-0 lead.
Section 904 having the night of their lives right now, enjoying that goal. Pop the smoke, the blue and yellow flies here at Hodges Stadium. They are excited, and what a moment for the youngster. Micah Thomas, 18 years old, from Nice High School, plays for that Jacksonville FC under-19 team. Didn't get it on the first drive, but he came back and roofed it. What a beautiful play by Thomas, and what a great job of taking advantage of the opportunity as we take another look.
Here's Alondu finding Abreu. Great pass by Abreu back to Alondu, who cuts it back, and Thomas is there waiting for it. Great save by Oxenot as he tries to get up, but incredible job by Thomas sticking with it, and a great finish for the Armada to put him up 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask Oxenot, he's going to wish he hung on to that thing. Obviously, you can't just leave a rebound out there in the 6. And Micah Thomas took advantage. Quick action on the other side, by the way, as the replay plays. We're going to have a corner kick coming up for Miami United as they try and pounce and find an equalizer quickly. Micah Thomas has scored, but Miami United not content to go into the half down 1-0 as they get set for a corner kick.
Serrano quickly was looking for Wu Ling, and luckily for the Armada, Jay Bolt was back to clear that out of bounds, and it will be a Miami United FC corner kick. Looks like Wu Ling for Miami United into the box, headed out. Looked like smoke, got his head onto it. Kobayar plays it across for Alondu. Alondu tries to get there, but he's unable to.
That was one of those game of inches moments right there. I mean, you talk about leaving it a foot shorter for Alondu. He can make a play on it and really have an entire open field to go down the field and maybe find a way to take on Oxenot.
He would have been one-on-one from half field at that point if he could have touched it by Callejas. Here's Bolt looking forward for De Silva. Chests it down, tries to play for Alondu, can't find him. Dominguez plays it forward, Aguinaga. Out to Serrano, back into the center of the field. He's able to find Benito, plays it over for Insua. Insua plays it wide, looking for Aguinaga. Finds him, but it's lost. And out come the Armada. Ludo Tom finds De Silva, who's dispossessed. Here comes Miami FC with a long-range shot.
That's frustration. That's what that is right there. I mean, you talk about Miami really controlling the last 15, 20 minutes of this match, and then out of nothing, Jacksonville gets a break. They get a 4-on-3. They push their numbers quickly, and they strike, and they take the lead. And that's the way this game goes sometimes, right? You're Miami. You're playing your style. You're playing how you want to play it. You just haven't found the back of the net, and there you see a glimmer of daylight and think, let's have a crack at it right there. And you can see some of these backline players just kind of, come on, how did we give up that goal a second ago? It's still in their heads as we hit the extra time of the first half.
Dominguez with the shot in the previous possession airmails the goal from 25 out, and automatically he's right back into the middle of things. 3 minutes of injury time in the first half as Insua possesses it for Miami United FC. Plays it wide. Crossing it, looking for Insua. Too long for Insua, and it's going to be an Armada throw-in.
So if you're Jacksonville, you're just trying to get this thing into the break now. You were able to go out there, get that opener, get that scene-setting goal, get it really going. And, trying to find a way to take this thing into the half, right? Get it there, and then evaluate where you're at, see what subs you want to bring in, and how you want to assess the second half of this thing.
Wu Ling plays it wide, looking for Serrano. Serrano against Thomas. Now Alondu comes over. Played back to the middle to Dominguez. Dominguez crosses. Hur comes out and gets it for the Armada. Falls down on top of it and will take his time playing that ball forward. Late in the first half here, 1-0 Armada on a goal by Micah Thomas late in this first half. Silva heads it forward only as far as the Miami United FC back line. Here's Espita, pressured by Colbiar, steps by him, and now looks upfield. West checking Espita. Espita carries it forward. He's able to play in the middle, finding Wu Ling. Now Aguinaga. Plays it out wide to Serrano. Serrano looking in the center of the field, back to Aguinaga. Aguinaga looking long over the top for Pastore, headed out by Smoke. Here's De Silva. Plays it back for Thomas. Alondu plays it towards the center of the field. Colbiar making a run. Can't get it to him. Here comes Miami United FC as they look to play it forward. Long-range shot. Hur is going to get onto it, basically right at him.
Got to be careful with these creases that they're giving up. They're allowing Miami United to kind of get that opportunity to take the long shot and take a look at it. And the last time these two teams met in the U.S. Open Cup, it was one goal, kind of like from that position we just saw a moment ago, and another from a free kick about the same distance from goal. So certainly they have the talent to score from that range as Luto Tom pushes this thing forward and finds Colbiar.
As Colbiar looks wide for Alondu, cannot get it over the defense and cleared out by Miami United FC. Possessed by Redmore for the Armada to Thomas. And that's going to be the end of the first half. As we see the referee taking action against one of the Miami United FC players. Looks like Insua, who was carded with a yellow card right before the end of the first half. The Miami United FC players gather around the referees. It's halftime here at Hodges Stadium on the campus of the University of North Florida. The Jacksonville Armada lead Miami United FC 1-0. We'll be back. We'll be back shortly after halftime with the second half of play in a beautiful night in Jacksonville.
I live my life by two absolute truths.
Really? And what are they?
Well, the first truth is the best way to sell your home is on a big corridor website.
Whoa, I'm going to stop you right there, cowboy. That might have worked in the past, but the market's changed. Right now, you list your home like that, you might be waiting for a while. You need a robust home marketing strategy built by a homevalue.com expert. Now, that's the best way to sell your home quickly and for the best price.
Well, my life outlook has been shattered.
Well, what's the other truth you live by?
And you won't laugh?
I promise I will not laugh.
I believe rainbows are streams of dandruff left by unicorns.
Homevalue.com. In the world of real estate, agents are faced with a critical choice when it comes to choosing their path. Either go with a full commission brokerage with an affordable comp plan but little to no additional support, or pay much higher fees to possibly receive revenue sharing in stock but with moderate support. These are your only options. But for the very few who venture out on their own, risking everything to build their own brokerage, losing access to tools, support, and stock awards that a larger platform can provide, every agent knows that you must choose wisely, because if you decide down the road that your current brokerage option is not the right fit for your needs, you need to make the costly transition back to square one, resetting caps and forfeiting stock and revenue share. Brokerages capitalize on this fear to trap agents in a model. This is simply the way it is. This is the way it's always been. But imagine there was a better way. Imagine a brokerage platform that gives agents the flexibility to move between comp plans so that they can spend their entire career in one place while earning stock and recruiting other agents. Imagine if that brokerage offered solutions that ranged from a 100% comp plan at just $500 per file with a $5,000 cap, all the way up to an affiliate brokerage plan where agents can start and run their own independent real estate company, all while retaining support, stock, and revenue share. Imagine agents having the best buyer lead generation, CRM, and automated marketing platform to help nurture and close buyers. Imagine this brokerage platform puts agents first and focuses on real estate with great training, support, and culture. Imagine if that same brokerage platform recruited for its agents with thousands of dollars in marketing after every transaction they closed at no additional cost to the agent. How many more agents could that platform reach? How large could it be? Imagine how much the stock could be worth. Imagine if this auto-recruit system included digital marketing, direct mail, email, retargeting, and was all powered by an AI automation engine, all working together so contacts proactively reach out and ask about the opportunity to join. Imagine if agents could earn up to 7 levels of revenue share and stock grants on the agents that the platform recruited for them. Imagine how much revenue share agents could earn, how many customers it could serve. Imagine if this brokerage encouraged its agents to build local relationships for mortgage, title, and other services to make sure their clients get the best service. How many more transactions would they close? How large could that platform grow? Can you imagine the stock value now? Imagine having the flexibility to run your entire business from the palm of your hand so that you can maximize your most valuable asset, your time. Imagine getting in on the ground floor, at the top of a recruiting downline, before the company's gone public, before the market's saturated. Now imagine what your boat's gonna look like. No, a little bigger. There you go. Imagine if those recruiting efforts and stock awards could provide for the agent in life after real estate and ensure a successful retirement. And imagine the entire enterprise is created and backed by a proven industry innovator. Now imagine this platform already exists. Imagine you own this platform. Imagine how large you can grow. How much revenue share you can earn. Just imagine.
Halftime here at Hodges Stadium on the campus of the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. As we look at our halftime entertainment this evening, Jacksonville leads Miami United FC 1-0 on a goal by Micah Thomas late in the first half. Mike Jenkins, Stuart Weber, back with you here at Hodges Stadium as we watch some phenomenal entertainment here.
Big shout out there to the Down Syndrome Association of Jacksonville, giving us a little performance here at the half. Love having them be a part of our program here tonight at Hodges Stadium.
Cagey first half between Miami United and Jacksonville here. It started off as teams were feeling each other out, and then both teams kind of figured out what they wanted to do, and then it was a battle of wills as to which team was going to be able to play the way that they wanted to. And with Armada coming out with a 1-0 lead, you're probably going to have to see some changes from Miami United FC to come out for the second half and even be more aggressive than they were to try to find an equalizer.
Yeah, which is interesting because you expect Jacksonville, with maybe the players with more rust on it, are going to want to make more changes to their lineup. You know, you talk about having these experienced players out there. You're going to want to be able to put in some fresh bodies. For Miami, you know, they didn't bring a full complement of substitutes with them to this matchup. They brought 5 subs. Of course, one of those is a backup goalkeeper, so they've only got 4 guys out in the field that they can really bring in as that substitute, and maybe they get some of these youngsters to come join them on the lineup. I don't know if they're cup registered though. I don't want them to be cup tied to Miami United for the whole run
for the next 25 years of their life.
I mean, these are some solid players we're seeing out here at Hodges Stadium.
Shamar Shelton is one guy on Miami United's bench that could pose some problems for the Armada in the second half if they turn to him. He's a pretty seasoned veteran.
One of the few guys who was on this team back in that run in 2018 when they played the Jacksonville Armada. Much more still to come here from our broadcast. Looking forward to talking a little bit more about what to expect in the second half. Of course, we'll bring you all the action right here for the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, Miami United and the Jacksonville Armada from Hodges Stadium.
I live my life by 2 absolute truths.
Really? And what are they?
Well, the first truth is the best way to sell your home is on a big corridor website.
Whoa, I'm going to stop you right there, cowboy. That might have worked in the past, but the market's changed. Right now, you list your home like that, you might be waiting for a while. You need a robust home marketing strategy built by a homevalue.com expert. Now, that's the best way to sell your home quickly and for the best price.
Well, my life outlook has been shattered.
Well, what's the other truth you live by?
And you won't laugh?
I promise I will not laugh.
I believe rainbows are streams of dandruff left by unicorns.
Homevalue.com. In the world of real estate, agents are faced with a critical choice when it comes to choosing their path. Either go with a full commission brokerage with an affordable comp plan but little to no additional support, or pay much higher fees to possibly receive revenue sharing in stock but with moderate support. These are your only options. But for the very few who venture out on their own, risking everything to build their own brokerage, losing access to tools, support, and stock awards that a larger platform can provide, every agent knows that you must choose wisely, because if you decide down the road that your current brokerage option is not the right fit for your needs, you need to make the costly transition back to square one, resetting caps and forfeiting stock and revenue share. Brokerages capitalize on this fear to trap agents in a model. This is simply the way it is. This is the way it's always been. But imagine there was a better way. Imagine a brokerage platform that gives agents the flexibility to move between comp plans so that they can spend their entire career in one place while earning stock and recruiting other agents. Imagine if that brokerage offered solutions that ranged from a 100% comp plan at just $500 per file with a $5,000 cap, all the way up to an affiliate brokerage plan where agents can start and run their own independent real estate company, all while retaining support, stock, and revenue share. Imagine agents having the best buyer lead generation, CRM, and automated marketing platform to help nurture and close buyers. Imagine this brokerage platform puts agents first and focuses on real estate with great training, support, and culture. Imagine if that same brokerage platform recruited for its agents with thousands of dollars in marketing after every transaction they closed at no additional cost to the agent. How many more agents could that platform reach? How large could it be? Imagine how much the stock could be worth. Imagine if this auto-recruit system included digital marketing, direct mail, email, retargeting, and was all powered by an AI automation engine, all working together so contacts proactively reach out and ask about the opportunity to join. Imagine if agents could earn up to 7 levels of revenue share and stock grants on the agents that the platform recruited for them. Imagine how much revenue share agents could earn, how many customers it could serve. Imagine if this brokerage encouraged its agents to build local relationships for mortgage, title, and other services to make sure their clients get the best service. How many more transactions would they close? How large could that platform grow? Can you imagine the stock value now? Imagine having the flexibility to run your entire business from the palm of your hand so that you can maximize your most valuable asset, your time. Imagine getting in on the ground floor at the top of the recruiting downline before the company's gone public, before the market's saturated. Now imagine what your boat's going to look like. No, a little bigger. There you go. Imagine if those recruiting efforts and stock awards could provide for the agent in life after real estate and ensure a successful retirement. And imagine the entire enterprise is created and backed by a proven industry innovator. Now imagine this platform already exists. Imagine you own this platform. Imagine how large you can grow. How much revenue share you could earn. Just imagine.
Back here at Hodges Stadium on the campus of the University of North Florida, it's halftime. U.S. Open Cup action between the Jacksonville Armada and Miami United FC.
Not pictured.
Armada with the 1-0 lead as we look at our halftime entertainment on the pitch. Stuart, as we go through the highlights of the first half, Alondu looking for Micah Thomas. We were talking earlier in the game about how Thomas was a guy that could potentially be a difference maker today, and as you'll see with some of these highlights, he was. Oxenot for Miami United FC making a save there, and one of the more dangerous forays by Miami United with Pastore up that left-hand side. Here's Insua, and with a nice move to beat Bolt, looking across and headed out by Micah Thomas, a name we're going to continue to announce through these highlights. Here's Alondu. Thomas with the overlapping run as Alondu with some fancy footwork plays it wide for Kobyar, only to see the pass deflected out of bounds. Nifty footwork from the veteran Alondu.
I mean, you talk about, as you see these highlights continue to roll through, Miami's big chances came on mistakes from Jacksonville. Jacksonville's big chances came from buildup, from moving the ball forward, and obviously it was a big break that gave them the goal, where they had numbers, and here you see it, the goal for Micah Thomas off the deflection and in.
I think with that finish, if you watch Forgetti from Miami United FC, he stops when Micah Thomas shoots the first one. Right there, number 21. And Thomas, with hustle, follows his shot, beats him to the second one, and is able to roof it in the net to give the Armada a 1-0 lead. What a moment for the young man from Jacksonville. Plays at his home soccer at Jacksonville FC and is off to UConn next year.
I love the fact that it happened on that side of the field as well, because I was able to run straight to the folks from Section 904 and enjoy it with them.
At halftime here at Hodges Stadium at the campus of the University of North Florida, it's 1-0 Armada. We'll be back after these messages.
I live my life by two absolute truths.
Really? And what are they?
Well, the first truth is the best way to sell your home is on a big Cordo website.
Whoa, I'm going to stop you right there, cowboy. That might have worked in the past, but the market's changed. Right now, you list your home like that, you might be waiting for a while. You need a robust home marketing strategy built by a homevalue.com expert. Now, that's the best way to sell your home quickly and for the best price.
Well, my life outlook has been shattered.
Well, what's the other truth you live by?
And you won't laugh?
I promise I will not laugh.
I believe rainbows are streams of dandruff left by unicorns.
Homevalue.com. In the world of real estate, agents are faced with a critical choice when it comes to choosing their path. Either go with a full commission brokerage with an affordable comp plan but little to no additional support, or pay much higher fees to possibly receive revenue sharing in stock but with moderate support. These are your only options. But for the very few who venture out on their own, risking everything to build their own brokerage, losing access to tools, support, and stock awards that a larger platform can provide, every agent knows that you must choose wisely, because if you decide down the road that your current brokerage option is not the right fit for your needs, you need to make the costly transition back to square one, resetting caps and forfeiting stock and revenue share. Brokerage is capitalized on this fear to trap agents in a model. This is simply the way it is. This is the way it's always been. But imagine there was a better way. Imagine a brokerage platform that gives agents the flexibility to move between comp plans so that they can spend their entire career in one place while earning stock and recruiting other agents. Imagine if that brokerage offered solutions that ranged from a 100% comp plan at just $500 per file with a $5,000 cap, all the way up to an affiliate brokerage plan where agents can start and run their own independent real estate company, all while retaining support, stock, and revenue sharing. Imagine agents having the best buyer lead generation, CRM, and automated marketing platform to help nurture and close buyers. Imagine this brokerage platform puts agents first and focuses on real estate with great training, support, and culture. Imagine if that same brokerage platform recruited forest agents with thousands of dollars in marketing after every transaction they closed at no additional cost to the agent. How many more agents could that platform reach? How large could it be? Imagine how much the stock could be worth. Imagine if this auto-recruit system included digital marketing, direct mail, email, retargeting, and was all powered by an AI automation engine, all working together so contacts proactively reach out and ask about the opportunity to join. Imagine if agents could earn up to 7 levels of revenue share and stock grants on the agents that the platform recruited for them. Imagine how much revenue share agents could earn, how many customers it could serve. Imagine if this brokerage encouraged its agents to build local relationships for mortgage, title, and other services to make sure their clients get the best service. How many more transactions would they close? How large could that platform grow? Can you imagine the stock value now? Imagine having the flexibility to run your entire business from the palm of your hand. so that you can maximize your most valuable asset, your time. Imagine getting in on the ground floor, at the top of a recruiting downline, before the company's gone public, before the market's saturated. Now imagine what your boat's going to look like. No, a little bigger. There you go. Imagine if those recruiting efforts and stock awards could provide for the agent in life after real estate and ensure a successful retirement. And imagine the entire enterprise is created and backed by a proven industry innovator. Now imagine this platform already exists. Imagine you own this platform. Imagine how large you can grow. How much revenue share you can earn. Just imagine.
It's halftime here at Hodges Stadium on the campus of the University of North Florida. U.S. Open Cup action, first round. Jacksonville leads at the half 1-0 over Miami United FC. Nice first half of play by both teams. But when you look at the United FC and Jacksonville's history, there is some history here between these teams.
Especially in the U.S. Open Cup. Now, this is across town, 2018, JU's campus, and watch this goal. I mean, just heartbreaking to see something do that in the upper 90. And this was the year that Jacksonville had that stacked roster. They got a second there. The Armada were still pro, even though they were playing in the NPSL. So this was the year after the NASL. And so they had this roster full of professional players. And they had an opportunity in the U.S. Open Cup, winning a couple matches. And then they obviously got a little bit of redemption here later in the year. This was in the postseason of the NPSL. Come out on this very field where you're watching tonight's matchup and smoked 4-1 in that game. And that was to move on in the NPSL postseason. So these two teams certainly have this storied history, and writing another chapter of it tonight in the U.S. Open Cup, the 2023 edition. Of course, you remember there was no U.S. Open Cup in 20 and 21. But thank goodness they got it back going again and were able to play once more in the U.S. Open Cup as both teams making their way back out onto the field.
Looks like there might be a substitution for Miami United FC to begin the second half. It looks like number 7, Shamar Shelton, is going to check into the contest.
And, I mean, you mentioned him as that guy that, you know, we certainly expected to come on as a substitute. So not a big shock to see the 33-year-old from Kingston, Jamaica, who has been a part of this team since the days of that video that we just saw a moment ago in the broadcast. He was on that 2018 NPSL team for Miami United FC, and tonight he gets a chance to hopefully come and make a difference in the 2023 edition of the U.S. Open Cup.
On first look, it doesn't look like there are any changes from the Armada. It looks like the same 11 that walked off the field at the end of the first half as we get set for play here in an Armada kickoff to begin the second half. Once again, 1-0 Jacksonville on a goal scored by Micah Thomas towards the end of the first half to give them this slight lead moving into the last 45 minutes of play. At the end of the first half, we saw Miami United FC not very happy with the refereeing. I wonder how that's going to play a role potentially in the second half of play.
Yeah, I mean, you come in thinking that you're the better team, and every team's going to do that, right? Every team's going to think that they're coming in as the better team, and to see the result go against you in the first half, you're not going to be happy. And it was pretty physical first half with a good amount of tackles and maybe a foul or two more called against Miami United than they were against the Jacksonville Armada. So certainly something to cause some angst if you're the boys in white and pink.
So we're waiting on the referee's whistle here to start the second half of play. De Silva for the Armada will kick off. And the Armada are 45 minutes away from a second round appearance in the U.S. Open Cup. Mike Jenkins along with Stuart Weber here at UNF's Hodges Stadium. Jacksonville 1, Miami United FC nothing. As Smoke looks forward for Alondu. He's going to find him with a pass that eludes the defense as Alondu moves down the left wing. Again, fancy footwork looking in the middle for De Silva. Ball's cleared by Miami United FC. Callejas steps in and clears it for them. All the way to Ludo Tom. Tom finds Smoke. Smoke steps forward. Plays it wide to wily veteran Jay Bolt, who looks into the middle for Thomas. Ball's headed out of play. It will be an Armada throw.
I love that in the world of sport, when you're 28 years old, you're a wily veteran.
Yeah.
I love that.
Here's Thomas. Nice footwork to elude a couple of defenders. Finds West. Plays it back to Redmore, all the way back to the keeper for the Armada, Nicholas Hour. Hood plays it up top, looking for De Silva. De Silva's going to get there, tries it on the volley. High and wide for the Armada. Ambitious attempt by De Silva to try to give the Armada a 2-goal lead as Miami United FC gets it back in play quickly.
So that's what Krasanovic was talking about when he said this guy's a target forward, right? Yeah. I mean, he wasn't afraid to take that shot from distance, and not the worst ambitious effort, as it were.
Good goal scorers are definitely selfish.
No. Broadcasters too. I like that we got a good rapport here. No one's trying to take it over.
Ball is whistled dead by the referee as a number of players had fallen over there, including Abreu for the Armada, still down, as the Armada are awaiting a Miami United FC free kick.
One thing they got to be careful of on this field is that transition from grass to track. There is a metal bar there. You can kind of see it. That's meant to keep the runners in their lanes for these big-time track meets. And it can be an issue if you're talking about a soccer match because you're not expecting that, right? You're expecting to go straight from grass to a nice rubber turf track, which, by the way, one of the top tracks in the entire nation for those watching at home who are unaware of. University of North Florida has hosted the NCAA regionals on many occasions, the Florida High School Association state track meets as well here. So a really nice facility they have here at UNF, including the field as we get a little movement forward.
Here's Alondu, eludes a couple of defenders and is dispossessed. Here comes Miami United FC. This is Aguinaga. Plays it wide to Serrano. Back to Aguinaga. Looking up front here, Shamar Shelton's first involvement in play. Jamaican keeps the ball in play. Now surrounds. Okay, ball's out of play. Micah Thomas with a nice play, sliding that ball over the end line. It'll be a Miami United FC corner kick.
And you're seeing the difference that a fresh set of legs can make, right? I mean, Shelton had no problem racing down that right side, and it took kind of a last-ditch effort there from Thomas to get the corner.
Shelton to deliver the corner, looks center of the box. Header, goal! Miami United FC has equalized in the 48th minute as they come to celebrate in front of Section 904. Still looking at the number of the player who got that goal. I think it looks like Insua. Correction, that's number 15. That's Bautista Dominguez for Miami United FC, and they're on the board. We're all even at 1 early in the second half.
Not a name we've had to mention too often here early in this game. Bautista Dominguez off this corner kick, just making he didn't have to make a run. He was just standing there inside the 6 and able to redirect it into the goal. Really good positioning on his part, and chooses to play the villain. You know, when you're on the road, you don't mind letting him hear it a little bit, and that's what he did there as we're now equalized one apiece early in the second half.
Shelton's involvement in both plays, getting the corner and then sending the corner in, allows Miami United FC, after a nice header by Dominguez, to equalize.
And that's the difference. That's the difference a new sub can make, right? You think, okay, well, it's just going to be a corner kick, and then sure enough, it's a set piece, and it's a goal, just like that, and it all comes because of those fresh legs. But Jacksonville with a chance to answer.
Here comes Abreu, one-on-one on the keeper, shoots, saved by Oxenot, cleared by Miami United FC. Abreu had the opportunity on a breakaway with men chasing, could not beat the Haitian international goalkeeper Oxenot, who keeps it a 1-1 game. Here's De Silva for the Armada. Back to Thomas. Thomas plays it back to West. Plays it over for Bolt, who gets onto the ball, keeps it in play. Bolt looks ahead, finds Abreu, dispossessed by Miami United FC's Espita. Cleared up, looking for Shelton. Possessed by the Armada as Aguinaga chases Micah Smoke. Ball cleared out by Forgetti from Miami United FC. Here's the last shot on goal.
Yeah, and you see Abreu getting behind the defense and really good composure to keep his feet, but right into the frame of Oxenot. You get that a little higher. Oxenot doing everything he can to make himself big and stop it, and that's what he did.
Nice play there by Insua, who dispossessed Alondu as Alondu was getting his motor running there. Goes out for an Armada throw. Here's West. Chests it for Alondu. Can't get there. Ball played out by Miami United FC for an Armada throw.
A little note for the folks watching at home, a couple of these players, and you're going to have to kind of rely on us here, had some jersey malfunctions. We got 2 Armada players whose numbers have fallen off the back of the jerseys. Not ideal, not great, but if you see a guy on the back line, it's probably Smoke with the top knot. If you see a guy a little higher up right there at midfield, that would be Teddy West. And we'll keep an eye on these guys and hope no other numbers fall off, please.
West easy to spot because of his red boots that he's got on as
Yes.
he's roaming in the middle of the field.
The boots are always a beautiful thing. You need them as an identifier from high up in the broadcast booth.
Smoke's got the Walker Zimmerman knot going.
Yep.
Playing a center back. Looks similar to the US national team defender as well.
Might be him. You never know.
Played long by Miami United FC. Here comes Hur to take it. And plays it quickly up top, looking for Alandu. Alandu trying to get onto this. Looking for De Silva, can't get there. Cleared out by Miami United FC.
And you're talking about Alandu at 5'7", going against Despizza 6'1" there on that long ball. That's not the style Jacksonville wants to play. They like to break. They like to move it quickly up the field, but not necessarily with the long ball that can be handled by the taller player, as you just saw. But nice one, too.
Nice one, too.
Back to Alandu.
From a Brave. Very nice play. Slide tackle by Miami United FC. Dispossesses Alandu as they play it up the field. Here's Insua. Plays it to Benito. Back to Insua. Looking wide, and they find Serrano. Plays it up for Aguinaga. In the middle for Shelton. Nice play by Ludo Tom to dispossess Shelton, and the Armada have it. Micah Smoke looking wide, finds Alandu. Heads it back, finds Abreu to Ludo Tom. Nice play by the South African as he finds the Australian, Redmore. Looks for Thomas. Finds Colbyar.
They called a foul and quick restart from Jacksonville.
Who's fouled, and the Armada have it again. This time, Colbyar is taken down, but no call. Here's Shelton for Miami United FC. He tries to play it by Redmore. Shelton with the decisive speed advantage in that matchup. Looks far and wide. He's looking for Insua. Bolt running over there, trying to shield Insua out so that the ball will go out of bounds. It will be an Armada throw-in deep in their own half. Good hustle by both guys there from Miami United and Jacksonville. See Colbyar on the replay. Looks like he gets tripped up by Aguinaga. One thing about Aguinaga is he's very physical. He likes to grab, he likes to hold. All the time he's grabbing guys' jerseys, and he does it in a very subtle fashion that a lot of times he's not whistled for it. He did that all in Phoenix when I was there. So
professional.
Yeah, he's a master of the dark arts where he can go about his business in a way in which he's very rarely called for fouls.
Well, let's hope Jacksonville can Avada Kedavra their U.S. Open champs tonight. Let's do that.
Free kick going to Jacksonville there as West was fouled by Miami United FC. Jacksonville's going to have an opportunity here to put a set piece into the box, creating a dangerous situation here in the second half. 1-1 here in the 55th minute at Hodges Stadium on the campus of UNF. Jacksonville with a goal in the first half by Micah Thomas.
Miami playing it quick instead of the traditional set piece.
Miami United FC equalizes early in the second. Here's Ludo Tom for the Armada. Over to Bolt.
So now, very different from what we saw in the first half. Jacksonville has kind of pushed Miami back a little bit, where this game so far in the first half, other than obviously the goal, has been played on Miami's side of the field as Colbyar takes it on the near side. Another aggressive tackle, but this one's all ball, and Miami dispossesses again.
It's a couple of times in a row now that Colbyar has gone down after some contact, and the referee hasn't bought it. Here's Bolt, heads it back to Smoke, who's going to clear it on the full volley for the Armada, only as far back as Espita from Miami United, who isn't able to keep it in play. Blunder there as Alandu looks to get onto it. Oh, almost beats Callejas. Very nice play by the Miami United FC defender to stop Alandu.
Another one of those what might have been moments, right? We saw it earlier in the game with Colbyar down in the 18-yard box, and here's a yellow card delivered from our official. Looks like that was to Ludo Tom for Jacksonville.
Ludo Tom Caution in the 56th minute for the Armada. Tom, physical defender, likes to go in hard on tackles. Now he's going to have to play a much more subdued game. He's a guy who likes to get involved in the mix. He's going to have to be smart as the second half continues.
Yeah, that is certainly one Jacksonville's going to have to deal with because of the fact that he has been so involved with the middle of the field of this matchup, and obviously can't afford to get another strong tackle, another yellow.
I was anticipating watching that Aguinaga-Tom matchup. As Aguinaga is a guy who likes to play forward, likes to get aggressive. And Tom is a guy who plays very well defensively and likes to be aggressive. Two aggressive guys meeting up quite often in the midfield. And it's lived up to its billing.
Maybe a little less aggressively now.
Here's Miami United playing it into the Armada. Half of the field. Jay Bolt steps in for the Armada. Bolt's been consistent tonight for a guy who has not played a game in a long time and plies his trade as a coach at a local high school. He's done pretty well for the Armada up until the 56th, 57th minute tonight.
And here's a chance for Jacksonville.
Here's Kobayar. Kobayar. Contact made on the edge of the box. Referee not giving it. Linesman not giving it. And Oxenot collects for Miami United FC. And I'd love to see the replay on this one.
Fans certainly letting them know it. We take another look at it. Kobayar running onto it. Might have gotten it right there. Doesn't look to be the contact. Yeah, kind of just went down on his own. So good call by the referees in this one as we play on in the 58th minute.
That's such a tough one to make.
It's
running
tough,
full speed down the field, trailing the play. But it does look like he ended up getting that right. Shot. Great save by Rule there for the Armada.
Yeah, Benito on the other end pushing this thing forward and taking a rip from inside the 18. If you're Jacksonville, you got to be careful of these quick transitions, right? I mean, you've been putting it on Miami's side of the field for a good part of this half, but they make a quick run after, what you were hoping was a penalty and what would have been a huge penalty at this point. But you got to keep your composure and keep playing, always keep playing and no time to kind of stop there as we get, looks like another caution here coming.
It's going to be West who's going to get cautioned here by the Armada. His number fell off, and it looks like the ref is telling him he has to go off and either potentially replace his jersey or tape a number on the back of it. Luckily for West, his number's 10, so it shouldn't be that difficult to tape a number on the back of his jersey or to try to get him a new jersey. You can use white tape to do it, but this now means that the Armada are going to play with 10 guys until they can get a sub or they can get West a jersey that can get him back on the field quickly.
By the way, if you're Miami United right now, you need to be telling them that Smoke also doesn't have a number on the back of his jersey, which might be what's happening right now. As the referee, no, he hasn't seen it yet, as far as I can tell. If you're Smoke, you don't let him. Yeah, no, there he goes. He saw it. So that's the two players. We mentioned the fact that these two Jacksonville players do not have numbers. They've fallen off the back of the jerseys, and these are brand new jerseys being played for the first time, right?
This is something I've never seen before.
This is the kind of thing that can only happen in the U.S. Open Cup.
Where you're having guys sent off because their jerseys
We got jersey delays.
Are not properly screen printed.
So can we tape on a 6 and a 10? We're going to need to tape on a 6. Yeah, there we go. It's what's happening over there by the Armada bench. But you know what? You're going to have a hard time taping that thing on there. Those things are drenched.
Yeah.
They're drenched.
One thing in Jacksonville, you have a lot of humidity, and these guys have been running around for 60 minutes. And obviously as play starts again, you've got the Armada down to 9 guys on the field.
Yeah, if you're Miami, you have to take advantage of this and keep the pressure on. I mean, you're playing 11 on 9 for the foreseeable future until we get these jerseys sorted out.
If you're the Armada, you got to get these guys back on the field quickly. Pass into the center. Momentarily cleared. Shot! Ooh, with a great save. Off a deflection for the Armada. As both these gentlemen are trying to put on jerseys, West and Smoke for the Armada to be waved back on. Looks like Smoke's going to come on with jersey number 15 and West with number 11. Both guys back on the field now, making it 11v11 again. Dicey moments there. Would hate to have given up a goal when you're down to 9 guys because of an equipment malfunction, but the Armada are able to survive that as Miami United FC takes possession. Here's Serrano. Off of his feet, out of play. That's Micah Thomas playing it quickly. Here's Thomas on the left wing. Okay. Referee does not blow the whistle, tells Thomas to get up. after contact by Miami United FC. Here's West for the Armada. Over to Abreu. Plays it back to Bolt. Bolt looking for somebody in the box. Looks somebody far post. Here's Thomas.
Gets a head on it, but not back in the direction he was looking for.
That ball will be put out of play as the referee comes over to talk to Thomas about putting his hands on the defender for Miami United. Looks like it's Serrano.
He's going to get a card for this. Yep.
Thomas now issued a yellow card. This is in the 62nd minute.
Was pretty dismissive there of the head official who was trying to have a word for some reason there, and as a result, Thomas gets a yellow card. And sometimes you just gotta play the part a little bit and talk to the referee as he's trying to say what he wants to say. Right?
Coach Krasanovic comes over to let the referee know how good of a job that he's doing.
So here's a look at that play. I mean, if you're the Miami player, you're just trying to you're just trying to get the attention. At that point, you could stand up on your own and not fall backwards. But here we are. As a result, his antagonism works and gets a yellow card for Thomas out of the whole thing, even if not where he expected it.
Colbyar's got to be careful, too, as he's having an ongoing conversation with the referee throughout this game as Miami United FC turns. This is Benito looking long and over the top. Redmore is going to be the first one to it as Shelton tries to chase it down. It's going to roll out for an Armada throw-in.
So one of the things that'll be interesting to watch as this one continues on is any substitutions for the Jacksonville Armada. If Gavin Penzone or Jamal Johnson come in, they're going to have to go find some new jerseys or take them from the players who are coming off the field, which does not sound like a fun proposition. So certainly something to watch as we play on here in the second half. Less than 30 minutes to go for the Armada and Miami United.
Dominguez looking out wide. Ball's played out. Getty was the one challenging up for that. It's going to be, I believe it's going to be an Armada goal kick, as it looked like it rolled over the end line. 63rd minute here at UNF's Hodges Stadium. Score 1-1 between Jacksonville Armada, Miami United FC. Looks like a free kick from deep in Jacksonville territory.
This is just one of 3 U.S. Open Cup matches going on tonight. 2 others in action as well. Cleveland SC hosting Lions Ridge. They're up 1-0 early in the second half. And tied at the half, Hartford City FC and the Lansdowne Yonkers both tied at 1 as they get ready for the second half of action in that one.
Redmore clears it up top. Here's Alondu. Plays it over the top. He's looking for Colbyar. Nice play by Colbyar. Takes possession. Shoots! Save! Rebound! De Silva off the post! The flag goes up. De Silva might have been offsides. Great chance for the Armada. Colbyar with a nice play to gain possession. Shoots. Great save by Oxenot. And De Silva tries to bang home the rebound, only to be whistled for offside.
I mean, take a look at the replay. Colbyar being physical, doing his thing, taking the ball away one-on-one with the keeper, but tough angle. You see Oxenot gets a piece of it. Here's De Silva with the chance, and that was not off the post. It was off like a metal. It's the wheel.
The wheel of the goal.
The wheel just past the end line is what that hit, and so that's why it was a goal kick, not an offside.
Good that we have the replay on
yeah,
that
the replay helps.
It looked like he hit the post from our vantage point.
Shout out to Tristan and the crew for giving us the replay. That's what we like to see.
Nice job by Colbyar there, as well as De Silva trying to chase down that rebound. Here's Ludo Tom to Abreu. Finds the newly number 11 West. He gets possession back, plays it up top. Here's Abreu. Abreu plays it back for Bolt. Bolt plays it all the way back to the keeper, who will play it up to Ludo Tom. Tom dispossessed. Luckily for the Armada, Shelton shoots it right into the chest of Smoke.
There's a lot of places he could have shot that it would have been dangerous. That was not one of them.
Clears the ball out of bounds. A very, very fortunate moment for the Armada. Serrano. Benito. Aguinaga back to Benito. Looking long and over the top. Goes short instead. Finds Insua. Micah Thomas is going to clear it.
Yeah, give them a chance to kind of catch their breath here and reset a little bit. if you're the Jacksonville Armada, because the last couple minutes, yeah, they've been pretty hectic. I mean, you have that great scoring opportunity and then turn around and Miami United's inside your 18 and has a great opportunity, a goal of their own. So if you're Jacksonville, you're kind of resetting here. You're expecting Tommy Krzanovich to maybe make some changes in the lineup soon. This is about to the point. Usually about 70th minute is kind of when he started to make his moves a year ago in the NPSL. And so you'd expect to see some of that as you get a nice run here down the near side for Miami United.
Serrano looking far post. As a man, it's Aguinaga. Great sliding tackle by Bolt, who clears it, but only as far as Shelton, right outside the 18. Shelton's going to shoot it from distance, high and wide, an Armada goal kick. Fantastic play by Jay Bolt to prevent a clean look from Aguinaga in the 67th minute.
So for all those Episcopal Eagles down here in the audience and watching at home, this is your head coach out there making a game-saving play. One tackle and then a clearance. He's stretching those legs out now. But that is how you're supposed to do it. That's what coach is going to say the next practice you get together. He's going to pull up this game film and show you, hey, this is what you need to do so that we can beat Bishop Kenny. This is what they're going to do. That's how it's going to go. So love to see that from Bolt. Hopefully he can continue. He's stretching out those legs. This is about the time, though, where I was kind of expecting these kind of subs to happen, right? This is about where I was expecting that.
The old do what I say, not what I do. Now it's do what I say and do what I do.
That's
because you have the tape to prove it.
I love that.
Jay Bolt, nice job by the Armada. Now he's stretching out his cramps down there in the field, second half. 68th minute as we await treatment for Bolt. Both teams going over to the benches and getting some water for those guys who are a little bit dehydrated at this point. You saw it with the guys with the jersey numbers that sweated off. It's beautiful outside, but it is still humid. And these guys are working really hard.
It's like they're running a lot or something.
Exactly.
It's crazy how that works, that they're sweating.
Yeah, these guys are working really hard out there, and therefore you're seeing some numbers have to be changed. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Jamal Johnson as he gave his jersey to West.
You get a look here on the sideline, number 18, Tyler Richardson, the one working out and really getting warmed up most feverishly. You take a look at some of the other substitutes, Jamal Johnson included, but when you get that jersey down on that sideline, good chance you're getting set to come in, and that appears to be the case here for Tyler Richardson, number 18, as Jay Bolt gives a big hug to Tommy Krzanovich, and you know what? He did his work. I'll tell you what. You come out here at 28 years old, first time playing a competitive game like this in about 4 years, and you go and do that. Really, really impressive performance by Jay Bolt for this Jacksonville Armada side. And by the way, I think he's playing again on Saturday because this Saturday UNF has their alumni game where the current players will take on a lot of the former players as the alumni. So that'll... I don't know if he's going to get many minutes in that one now. It's simply because of the fact that he went out there and worked hard for 67 minutes tonight.
A couple of substitutions here. Richardson for the aforementioned Bolt. Substitution from Miami United as well. Marcos Bacale Esono is on the pitch, replacing Pastore, the Italian veteran of 100-plus Serie B and Serie C games. He's going to come off, and Bacale Esono is going to go out to that wingback position, it looks like.
Bacale from Equatorial Guinea, a 21-year-old who played his college at Florida National down there in South Florida. Tyler Richardson, 17 years old. Another one of these local Jacksonville guys signed with USF. That's where he's going to play next year with the Bulls out there in Tampa. So big-time college player, getting ready to head to the next level. Of course, plays for Jacksonville FC here in town and part of the academy. And this is a great chance for him now as well, getting out there. We've got some youth out there for the Jacksonville Armada.
Nice slide tackle by Abreu, but he's immediately dispossessed as Insua tries to beat him and can't. And he's going to foul Abreu. His two Miami United FC players are down. Abreu is going to try to get up quickly, and West tries to play it quickly, but the referee is checking on the injured players and halts play. Looked like it was Insua who went down and has got up again as we get back underway. Smoke plays it out wide for Redmore for the Armada. 1-1, 71st minute. As both teams are looking for that critical, pivotal moment get another goal on the board and walk away, hopefully with a U.S. Open Cup victory. Here's Ludo Tom as the back line plays it, gets Richardson some comfort back there on defense for the Armada. Here's Micah Thomas. He's going to try to play it over the top and get past 2 defenders, and he's unable to.
You talk about a young guy playing up to the moment. That is exactly what Micah Thomas is in this game, getting this opportunity. And obviously he scored the goal for Jacksonville. And not afraid of this big stage that they're playing on as the foul's called here. No, he's just going to take a little nap. And then the foul here called at midfield and getting ready to go for Miami United. 71 minutes into this thing.
Master of the dark arts.
That's it, man.
That's Augie Naga right there.
Yeah, Vada Kedavra. There he is.
Laying down on the field. He did get hit in the face by a waning arm, but he didn't get shot.
No,
and therefore, he's up and ready to get after it
fine now.
As they continue play.
I love this game. But sometimes, man. But I love this game.
Smoke loses possession. Ludo Tom checking back. Recovers just in time as Shelton was on the attack. Looking for Alondu. Cannot find him.
Great idea there. Just a little too much juice in that cross-field pass. But Alondu was making a run and certainly had the opportunity there and a lot of open field. Just couldn't keep it within the lines.
We saw some of this promise from Micah Thomas last year in the NPSL games that he played in. He looks like he's filled out a little bit. He looks stronger. He looks more confident. And with that, he's going to play a huge role in this Armada team moving forward. Yeah,
we got him listed at 6'2", 170, and that's only going to, he's only going to grow from there. Big chance here.
Shelton shoots high and wide. See Armada dodge another bullet, and it will be an Armada goal kick. Nice job by the defense there.
Shelton's been a troublemaker, man. Since he's gotten into this game, he has put himself in great positions, not only to set up his teammates, but also to take a look at goal, as he just did there. Shelton certainly a really key substitute for this Miami United team, as they brought him on at the half as a 33-year-old with so much experience.
Here's Koviar trying to find Alondu and can't. Aginaga plays it over to Benito, who tries to play it back. Dispossessed. Nice play by Smoke there. Here's West. Back to Smoke. Finds Tom. Big gaps opening up in the field in this late second half.
Got to take advantage of it if you're Jacksonville, and Miami's not making that easy. Now they close in fast. They've got the pace and the conditioning to certainly keep it going here for 90-plus minutes. You would have to think that is certainly an advantage for them if you keep playing this thing. The longer you go, I think that's going to be an advantage for Miami United simply because of their year-round playing, their year-round conditioning. They are suited for a longer game.
Here's Richardson for the Armada. Playing it out of the back, looking ahead. Plays it to Abreu. Back to Richardson. Tries to play it forward, looking for De Silva.
Good idea.
Silva late on the run, but is going to get there in pressure. Back to Oxenon. Back over to Espita. Plays it long. Smoke's going to get there and head it forward. Looking for De Silva. Battles for it. Loses that battle. Ball's played back to Callejas. Plays it forward. Ball played out wide. Into the feet of Forgetti, who's going to find Benito. Callejas. Espita. Plays it up the field to be intercepted by Richardson, who plays it right back to Miami United, who's going to send it through. Smoke's going to be there. Plays it forward to Tom. Plays it back to Redmore. Looking up the field for Thomas. Thomas one-on-one. Off of the defender. That would be newly entered into the game. Excuse me, that's Forgetti. Ball's off his head and out of play. Here's Koviar. Koviar. Wheels and deals. Tries to find Alondu. Alondu can't get on to the end of it. Hustling back, trying to help out with the defense. Kale finds Shelton. Plays it towards the center. That's Insua. Loses possession and Richardson clears. Kobiar was in an offside position. Lets it go.
Yeah, one of those situations where you would have loved to go make that run, but the flag would have gone up had you done it. So I've been noticing here these last few minutes just how crucial Micah Smoke has been to this center defense. You talk about another former UNF guy who played on this field in his college days, 27 years old, still in this community, still a big part of Northeast Florida's soccer community, and he has been up to the task as that main figure in the defense for the Jacksonville Armada right in the middle of the field, and has come up with some crucial saves. One of them, thankfully, because the ball kicked right into him, but certainly has been up to the task.
It seems like in the last 10 minutes, though, that Miami United FC has gotten the better of the play. And,
yeah.
As the Armada get more and more tired, as Smoke clears another one there, as far as Kobylar finds De Silva, uses his physicality to hold up. Tom looking out wide. Oh, Alondu.
Had two runners on the near side with Thomas and Alondu ready to go make a little 1-2 action down the near side.
Nice play by Bacale to cut that out as they try to find him, and Thomas is going to get back and clear it. So I was saying they've had more of the play. They've had more possession. They've put themselves in pretty good situations, especially with guys like Shelton. Miami United FC is slowly grabbing hold of this game. The Armada need to flip that back like they did late in the first half.
I think Coach Krzanovich realizes that as well. He's getting certain players to kind of warm up a little quicker, as you see some action down there inside the box.
It was an aerial challenge there by Miami United FC. As Aguinaga is going to go over the back of Richardson.
Ooh,
flip over, land on his backside, and he's still down as the trainers run out to him.
Yeah, not a foul by any means, but certainly did not feel good. That one certainly didn't feel good for him, going over the top.
As they're now treating him for what it looks like to be a cramp.
By the way, over the top, is it a sports movie or not?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, when he flips his hat around, he's all business.
I'm all about some Sylvester Stallone truck driver arm wrestling movies.
I'm also partial to Victory with Sylvester Stallone as well.
Okay, yeah.
Fantastic film. Victoire. Love it. You know what? If you look at that replay again, look at Aguinaga, look at Richardson before he goes over his back. He knew that he probably wasn't going to get to that ball, but he wanted to make it look like it was a foul in the box. Watch the look. You had to go a little bit before that. He kind of looks at Richardson and then jumps over his back, really without kind of an attempt to go get the ball.
Yeah.
Aguinaga.
Because, there wasn't an opportunity there to get to that ball with it being sent in deep like that.
As he smiles walking off, he's a crafty veteran. We've seen that through his stints throughout the USL and his other professional stops. So this play is about to begin here with the referee dropping the ball to the Armada keeper, Hur. Aguinaga is going to come off, and he's going to get waved back on as soon as he's ready to go. At least for the short term, the Armada are up a man. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. Here's Richardson. Back for the aforementioned Smoke. He's having a fine game this evening. Redmore. Finds West, back to Redmore. Here's Alondu. He's had a nice game himself. Silva can't get there. Taken by Miami United FC's Insua. Plays it back. Now it's Espita. Forgetti. Benito. Bacale with space. Turns it into the center of the field. Finds Insua. Insua tries to play in Shelton. Shelton will shoot as Hur was off his line. He has to dive and make the save. Pushes it over the end line. That's going to be a corner kick for Miami United FC. And they scored on their last corner kick. So the Armada better be wary as Miami United FC starts to send people up into the box for another set-piece attempt. Hur was kind of caught off his line there and felt he had to dive to make that save. Puts his hand up at the end, showing that it's my job. It's my bad. I was responsible.
A big play in this game. Jacksonville getting set to bring on two substitutes, but before Savio Palucci and Jamal Johnson come in, they got to stop this corner kick for Miami United.
Here it is, into the center of the box again. This time it's going to be cleared out by the Armada. As De Silva gets it clear as far as a throw-in for Miami United FC. Armada about to bring on two subs at the next available stoppage. A youngster in Palucci. And our old friend and my usual color commentary colleague, Jamal Johnson. The 37-year-old?
Yeah.
37-year-old Jamal Johnson.
Not that there's anything wrong with being 37. Good age.
Absolutely
Good
not.
age.
As the ball's put out of play by the Armada for another Miami United FC corner. Here comes Shelton, who delivered the last successful corner kick into the box that helped equalize this game at 1 early on in this second half.
Yeah, he's your taker from the near side. And if you remember on that last goal by Miami United, it was played to the front of the 6. This one?
Backside, headed out, looked like Smoke got to it. Off the volley by Benito. Here comes Hur, looks to punch, gets to it, but Miami United gets to it as well. Hur comes out, is able to get to it. It looked like...
Frenetic moments there.
It looked like potentially Forgetti was the one who came all the way up and was trying to make a play on it. And Hur comes out last second and puts his body in front and is able to get it. Here's the punch by Hur.
That was kind of one of those in-between moments. That's tough.
Yeah, here's Forgetti putting it by Abreu. Luckily, Abreu pulled his foot back in, and Hur is the one who comes and grabs it for the Armada. Here are the subs. Looks like Ludo Tom is going to make way for Savio Palucci.
And Johnson came in for Alondu. So a like-for-like Armada substitution. One former Armada NASL player for another former Armada NASL player in Jamal Johnson. Are we clocking this, by the way? Can we count to 12 seconds? For those unaware, Jamal Johnson scored the very first official goal for the Jacksonville Armada. Came in the 2015 season opener at TIAA Bank Field in front of near 15,000 fans. He scored in 12 seconds against FC Edmonton in the NASL opener, which I believe is a record that won't be broken unless we get an NASL 3.0. We were NASL 2.0. Don't know if we're going to have a 3.0.
I don't think that's.
I don't think so either. But I'm just saying.
Here's Redmore as he loses possession, and Miami United FC is going to gain it. Looking for Shelton Long, stepped in there by, looks like Kobayar. He's been all over the field tonight for the Armada as he continues to dance forward with the ball. Nice tackle there by Miami United FC as a shove.
Oh no, that's
a second yellow card.
That's a red card.
For Micah Thomas.
Oh my goodness.
Going to be sent off for the shove on a veteran play by the Miami United defender. That would be Dominguez, who was shoved to the ground.
Here's a replay.
After pushing Kobayar. Micah Thomas comes in as Dominguez goes to his face, and Thomas barely touches him.
But you just can't get involved in that. You got to know better. And as an 18-year-old, I mean, that's clearly taking advantage of a young player's inexperience and youth. I mean, you can't react that way. Yes, it was obviously a flop. We all saw it was a flop. But at the same time, you can't put yourself in that position. You can't touch the guy. If you're Kobayar and you do it, the referee's going to see it. If you're the third man coming into an argument between two other players, you just can't do that. And that's what happened here. So 2 completely unnecessary yellow cards on Thomas, and that results in a red. And now Jacksonville for the remaining 8, 9, 10 minutes of regulation, and then potentially an entire 30 minutes of extra time down a player, as the Armada will now be down to 10 for the foreseeable future.
You kind of feel bad for Thomas there, being young, being inexperienced. He was sucked into that push by Dominguez there, and although it was a fragile shove, you can't do that late in the game, especially with a yellow card. Here the Armada are looking for Johnson. Johnson slips, but it looks like they will get to the ball. Here's Palucci. He's going to look for the cross, now played out by Miami United FC, now a man up.
That's a situation there where you don't get a second attack on that ball because Jacksonville's down a player and they put 5 back because they can't afford a big mistake in that scenario where you're down a player. And because of that, it changes the way you play the rest of the game. What might have been a second opportunity there for Jacksonville to go get that second goal, gone now because you lose a player.
Smoke whistle for the foul there as Miami United FC restart. Looking out wide. Here's Bacale. Bacale and Abreu. Bacale goes towards the end line. Abreu with a nice tackle, keeps it in play, and is going to clear it as far as Kobayar. Kobayar dances by 1. He's got 2 more that have jumped in defense to him. He's still dancing with the ball, plays it back for Abreu. Abreu's now going to clear it up the field. He's looking for Johnson wide, can't get it over there to him. As Serrano Knees it back down for Espita. To Callejas. Over to Forgetti.
And I mentioned it, everything kind of fundamentally changes the rest of this game for the Armada being down a player.
Here's Aguinaga. Into the center of the field, tries to play it through for Shelton. Can't get it there. Nice play by Smoke. Dominguez. Insua. Bacale. Back for Insua. Been crafty this evening multiple times. There's the outside of the foot cross. Headed out by Smoke. Spita. As the Armada sit back in their own half of the field with 10 men after the Thomas red card within the last few minutes. Forgetti.
You can see Miami United's entire roster is on Jacksonville's side of the field now, and it's going to look that way the last 4 minutes here of regulation until Jacksonville can kind of, resettle now. There might be a break the other way or something like that, but for the foreseeable future, this is what it's going to look like.
Here's Bacale. Crosses. Ball headed out by Smoke. Only as far as Insua. Insua and Johnson. Insua shoots. Just wide. Will be an Armada goal kick. Nice play there by Miami United FC. Results in a shot on goal that had Hur a full stretch.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good 3 or 4 yards wide, and Hul did well not to touch it and give up the corner kick, obviously. But, I mean, that's a weapon. When you can turn and shoot like that, that is a very talented player, as we've known Miami United to be in this game.
Insua has been dangerous all night. Yep. He's very, very clever in terms of the way he plays. Ball cleared long over the top by Hur. Palucci gets to it. He's going to find De Silva. He's going to shoulder it forward, only as far as a Miami United FC defender in Serrano. Ball's played up. Here's Shelton and Smoke. As the ball goes back to Hur, who clears it out wisely. Nobody going after that ball for the Armada as Espita comes down with it and plays it forward. Dominguez, Serrano, Callejas. It's been a rock for Miami United FC back there on defense tonight.
My opinion, it would take a major mistake by Miami United to lose this in regulation. By the way, the Jacksonville Armada are playing here these final couple minutes. They're just trying to get back to the sideline and talk to coach and figure something out here for how they're going to handle the rest of this thing. I mean, because it's a knockout competition, because there is penalties looming if it stays this score now for, the final couple minutes of regulation and then 30 possible minutes of extra time, you as a team that is now down a player kind of have to make that your goal unless something wacky happens and you get a quick break,
Miami United FC looking up the field. Plays it. Smoke steps in and gets it. West chips it forward. Now to play for Miami United FC throw-in.
It's very creative. I like that.
Here's Callejas looking to play it forward quickly as time is dwindling away here in the second half. Will be interesting to see how many injury minutes they put on the clock at the end of the second half here.
Yeah, we've had a few. We had a few in the first, obviously, too. We had 3 minutes in that first half, and obviously you had another goal in each half.
Red card, couple
injuries, so maybe 4, something like that. We'll see where we go. I don't know if it's going to be like the World Cup where they were very aggressive in high numbers for the World Cup this year.
Here's Bacale cutting towards the center. Looks
Was that already
wide.
Last year. Wow.
JJ, Jamal Johnson steps on it. He's able to clear it. Richardson tries to get it out. Nice play. That was Palucci. Plays out wide. Kobliar got to get on the run here before the defense gets back to him. He's able to cut it forward. Goes down. Looks like whistled down for a foul. Kobliar is going to be the beneficiary of the referee's whistle this time. Many times tonight he has not been. But it looks like he's hurting a little bit as he's down. And you have De Silva also claiming that he has cramps for the Armada.
Feeling some discomfort as well. We are deep into this game, so you're going to start to see some players needing that water, need a little boost.
Coach Tommy Krzanovich is going to have to come up with a master class here to try to figure out a way to steal this one, whether it's in regulation or in extra time, playing a man down. There's probably going to have to be a serious mistake by the opposition side that gives Jacksonville a chance for them to get one.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it as well. And we'll see here. Kobliar back to his feet after a brief moment. We're getting ready to go as we hit stoppage time in the second half, waiting to see how many minutes we have added in here at the end of the second half.
Teddy West standing over it for the Armada. A number of players in the 18-yard box looking to get onto this. Here's West. Looking long, over the top, out of play for a Miami United FC goal kick. 4 minutes of injury time. Very nice, Mr. Weber.
Yeah, you know, we do this. We do this sometimes. You know, we know what we're talking about a little bit from time to time. We try to, at least.
At least we act like it.
We act like it. That's right. We add minutes when we can.
Here come Miami United FC. Here's Shelton. Danger man for them. Nice sliding tackle, but avoided. Here's in the box. Wood comes out. It's going to go off him. Out of play. It's going to be a Miami United corner kick. Dancing. I believe it was Bacale who was dancing with the ball. Correct. It was Bacale. Got by Abreu. Smoke came over to try to help. And Hood gets out and gets his body on it.
Smoke, the last one to touch it, bounced off of Hool into Smoke and out for the corner, which here on the near side, it'll be Shelton to take it. Remember, this is how they scored their one goal of the match so far.
We are into the second minute of 4 in injury time. Shamar Shelton puts it into the box. Miami United FC crashes. They're saying it was a goal, but no. There's no indication that it was a goal. The linesman on the line did not see it cross the line. Miami United FC crosses it again, this time off of Miami United FC, and it's going to be an Armada goal kick. Off the line.
A goal line clearance in extra time of the second half. We take a look at the replay. Headed
off the
body, looks like.
Abreu off the line. And with no goal line technology, that's not going to be checked for anything.
Yeah, we don't have any VAR here, folks. No VAR in the U.S. Open Cup at this level. So
off the body
of... What a moment there from Gio Abreu.
Off the body of the Miami United attacker, and Abreu off the line, playing a man down in injury time. Amazing play. Here's Miami United FC. Here's the trouble man, Bacale.
These are the moments that the U.S. Open Cup are all about.
Exactly.
Love to see it.
Plays it back. This is Aguinaga. He's given time. Plays it forward. Here's Bacale. Abreu steps in, forces Bacale to change direction. Ur comes out to grab it.
Yep.
Falls on it.
Take your time. That's what he's going to do here. We mentioned it. They want to get to the end of this this regulation period. Another minute or so left here in stoppage time, and then we'll see where we go from here as far as extra time.
3 minutes into injury time here in the second half is the Armada play it forward. Ball's going to be played out of play. It will be a Miami United throw-in as Hur tried to find De Silva up top. Here's Gallegos to Espita. And the referee blows his whistle, and that's the end of regulation. The score at the end of regulation, Jacksonville Armada 1, Miami United FC 1, extra time.
As a refresher for the folks at home, that means we are playing 2 15-minute halves of extra time. If it remains tied after that, we go to the penalty kick shootout. But we will play the entire 30 minutes of extra soccer no matter what. No golden goals here. As was showcased in the U.S. Open Cup yesterday, El Farolito won 3-0 in added extra time.
Bay Area.
So it was scoreless after 90, and then they go score 3 in the added extra time. Wow. And you go here, I mean, obviously Miami United has the advantage, quite literally, with an extra player on the field the rest of the way. For Tommy Krasanovic, you see him here and his coaching staff with Pat Cannon and Xander in there as well. You got the whole group. They're coming up with the game plan. What do we need to do to put ourselves in the best position to win this game? Doesn't matter how. Doesn't matter how you do it. You can do it in extra time or you can do it in a penalty kick shootout. Doesn't matter. It's just a matter of advancing. Survive and advance.
A 1-1 here after regulation. We are headed to extra time. We'll be back at Hodges Stadium after a few messages.
I live my life by two absolute truths.
Really? And what are they?
Well, the first truth is the best way to sell your home is on a big portal website.
Whoa, I'm going to stop you right there, cowboy. That might have worked in the past, but the market's changed. Right now, you list your home like that, you might be waiting for a while. You need a robust home marketing strategy built by a homevalue.com expert. Now, that's the best way to sell your home quickly and for the best price.
Well, my life outlook has been shattered.
Well, what's the other truth you live by?
And you won't laugh?
I promise I will not laugh.
I believe rainbows are streams of dandruff left by unicorns.
Homevalue.com.
In the world of real estate, agents are faced with a critical choice when it comes to choosing their path. Either go with a full commission brokerage with an affordable comp plan but little to no additional support, or pay much higher fees to possibly receive revenue sharing in stock but with moderate support. These are your only options. But for the very few who venture out on their own, risking everything to build their own brokerage, losing access to tools, support, and stock awards that a larger platform can provide, every agent knows that you must choose wisely, because if you decide down the road that your current brokerage option is not the right fit for your needs, you need to make the costly transition back to square one, resetting caps and forfeiting stock and revenue share. Brokerages capitalize on this fear to trap agents in a model. This is simply the way it is. This is the way it's always been. But imagine there was a better way. Imagine a brokerage platform that gives agents the flexibility to move between comp plans so that they can spend their entire career in one place while earning stock and recruiting other agents. Imagine if that brokerage offered solutions that ranged from a 100% comp plan at just $500 per file with a $5,000 cap, all the way up to an affiliate brokerage plan where agents can start and run their own independent real estate company, all while retaining support, stock, and revenue share. Imagine agents having the best buyer lead generation, CRM, and automated marketing platform to help nurture and close buyers. Imagine this brokerage platform puts agents first and focuses on real estate with great training, support, and culture. Imagine if that same brokerage platform recruited Forex agents with thousands of dollars in marketing after every transaction they closed at no additional cost to the agent. How many more agents could that platform reach? How large could it be? Imagine how much the stock could be worth. Imagine if this auto-recruit system included digital marketing, direct mail, email, retargeting, and was all powered by an AI automation engine, all working together so contacts proactively reach out and ask about the opportunity to join. Imagine if agents could earn up to 7 levels of revenue share and stock grants on the agents that the platform recruited for them. Imagine how much revenue share agents could earn, how many customers it could serve. Imagine if this brokerage encouraged its agents to build local relationships for mortgage, title, and other services to make sure their clients get the best service. How many more transactions would they close? How large could that platform grow? Can you imagine the stock value now? Imagine having the flexibility to run your entire business from the palm of your hand so that you can maximize your most valuable asset, your time. Imagine getting in on the ground floor at the top of the recruiting downline before the company's gone public, before the market's saturated. Now imagine what your boat's going to look like. No, a little bigger. There you go. Imagine if those recruiting efforts and stock awards could provide for the agent in life after real estate and ensure a successful retirement. And imagine the entire enterprise is created and backed by a proven industry innovator. Now imagine this platform already exists. Imagine you own this platform. Imagine how large you can grow. How much revenue share you can earn. Just imagine.
Back here at Hodges Stadium on the campus of the University of North Florida. After 90 minutes in injury time, the score, Jacksonville Armada 1, Miami United FC 1. We are headed for extra time. A little free soccer for our fans at home as we take a look at the first half and we recap the entire game. A cagey affair between these two NPSL sides. The goal first for Dominguez, who gets Miami United FC on the board, and some wasted chances by the Armada.
Yeah, Abreu had a great opportunity there, and Miami had its chances too. I mean, Hull making a great save there in his own boxes. You know, we check out the second half, and that's the one. That's the one that's going to hurt the most, I think, is De Silva had that chance and literally 1 foot wide of the net on that follow-up, and you're seeing it. I mean, Miami's had a lot of chances here in the second half, especially since that red card to Micah Thomas, and this is it right here. Gio Abreu, clearance off the line. You can't tell it's any different because there's no VAR. This is it. Man, that's it, man. Hey, clears it off the line. It's extremely close, and that's the thing. I mean, you have a line judge there watching this exact play, and he didn't see it. So that's why we're here, and we're still playing. We're headed to extra time, tied at 1.
I looked down right away to see where he was.
Yeah.
He was standing on the end line.
Yeah.
So he probably had a better view of it than anybody, except maybe Abreu, who will go to his grave saying that ball never crossed the line.
It never did.
So we get set here for extra time. Understand that the Armada will be playing a man down for the next 30 minutes. Micah Thomas got shown a second yellow card in the second half for an altercation that he had with Dominguez and ended up getting sent off, his second yellow card of the evening, putting the Armada at a serious disadvantage here as we begin extra time. Miami United FC will kick off once extra time begins. This 30 minutes, Stuart, I mean, is this Armada a hold on for dear life and try to get to a shootout, or is it, do you try to take advantage of opportunities, and how do you do that a man down?
Well, Jacksonville has moved an extra guy to their back line. Looking at your starting formation here as we crank up the second half, I think that really tells you a whole lot in the fact that, yes, they would like to get to that extra, get past this extra time and get the penalty kicks. They moved it back up. We'll see what happens with that. But I do think they play a more defensive style for this next, at least the first 15 minutes, right?
In certain cases tonight, Hur has looked shaky.
Yeah.
Like he's looked unsure of himself. But in many occasions, he's looked very good coming out and making key saves at key times for a guy who spends his time coaching in the Jacksonville area. And, yeah, he's working out with the team, and I'm sure he's, saving stuff and playing with his keepers over at JU down the street. But he hasn't seen any serious game time in quite some time.
It's been a couple years. He was the 3-year starter at Cumberland, ending in 2021. So, a couple years ago he was playing college ball at a lower level, and now applying his trade, obviously, as you said, as a coach at JU, Jacksonville University across town, the Dolphins. So now he's like Jay Bolt in the moments we saw earlier, getting that chance to put something on tape and show the trainees and say, hey, you got to listen to me because I know what I'm doing.
You bring up Bolt. He had a very good game tonight, especially, again, for a guy who hadn't played a serious game in a while. As Jamal Johnson's on the ball for the Armada.
Speaking of which.
Let's go back to Bolt for a second. He gets subbed out, and now you have a young, inexperienced Richardson at right back. I mean, what a scenario for him to come into. Extra time against Miami United FC, a team we have a history with. In the U.S. Open Cup is a 17-year-old?
17 years old.
17-year-old, man. Lots of pressure on the young man's shoulders as Miami United FC take over possession.
Yeah, been up to the task thus far. We'll certainly keep an eye on him out there at that right back position on that defensive line.
Here's Bacale as he beats Abreu. Abreu fighting to try to get back and does. Bacale's been a problem ever since he came on late in the second half. Beats Abreu. Crosses. Far post, Richardson heads it out, but only as far. It's just outside the 18. The referee's going to blow his whistle for a handball on Palucci, who had the ball kicked into him as he was jumping. I don't know if there was necessarily any intent, but that's not the rule. If his arm is out away from his body and it hits his arm as he gets a yellow card, Palucci obviously either said something to the ref or kicked the ball away, and he ends up getting yellow for his troubles. This is where a veteran like Johnson needs to step in there and tell these young guys, we can't afford to lose another person on this field. Let's keep our mouths shut and let's play the game.
This is a very good opportunity for Miami United to find the back of the net here. You're talking about this is the free kick spot that you salivate over. I mean, 5-10 yards outside of the 18, a little off center. You see Hull trying to get his guys set up. He wants to get the wall set up, but we're going to have to back it up first because they're not 10 yards off the ball.
This is Insua, and this is Shelton, two of their danger folks who are standing over the ball about 22, 23 yards out, just enough to get it over the wall, but also just enough to dip it between the post as well if it's struck properly. Yeah, this is one of those free kick situations that I'm sure Hur did not want to face tonight.
You got the log jam at the bottom of the wall in case they try to go low. You got some tall trees standing in that wall with the likes of Richardson and Smoke and Redmore. So Jacksonville certainly setting up to try and block this thing. We'll see how it looks if they have a left-footed taker or a right-footed taker. Now the log jam pops back up. It was J.J. Jamal Johnson, and we'll see how it goes.
Free kick. Insua plays it over the top.
All right, well.
Crisis avoided for the Armada as they will conduct a goal kick. Those are the moments where your heart's in your throat a little bit, and you're hoping that something happens to where he doesn't get good contact, and it looked like He just got underneath it and popped it up and over the crossbar.
Yeah, Miami's going to be a little disappointed with how that one came, simply because, if you're going to take a shot like that, you at least hope there's a second opportunity, right? You at least hope there's a parry and a chance for the rebound. Give yourself a chance, right? That's all you got.
Especially with so many guys in the wall.
So many guys in that wall. I mean, yeah, they had a ton, 5 or 6 for the Armada.
3 or 4 guys on 2 guys in the center of the box looking for a rebound. Put that on net. Give yourself a chance to get there. Here's Palucci.
Oh, nice move there.
Ends up beating some defenders, cuts it back there. Palucci shoots. Doesn't get good contact. That's going to go out of play all the way across to the other side of the field for a Miami United FC throw-in. Bacale is going to take it.
I mean, 2 good moves here. Gets around a couple defenders, just isn't able to put it on frame.
Abreu steps in, knocks that ball out of bounds. Another Miami United FC throw-in. 96th minute here at Hodges Stadium. That's right. 96th minute. We're in injury. Well, we're not in injury time. We're in overtime. Golden goal? No.
Nope.
We don't have golden goal. We play 30 more minutes after regulation ends in the U.S. Open Cup, no matter if somebody scores or not. Okay, so these guys who are on tired legs, especially the guys that have been on the pitch since the beginning, they're going to have to gut it out for another 25 minutes or so until extra time is over. Ball cleared out only so far as Insua, who takes possession, looking for Aguinaga. Back to Insua.
Yeah, that 10 and 11 combination, Insua and Aguinaga, have been terrific for Miami United. They have really controlled this game.
Aguinaga is just crafty.
Yeah.
As he finds Bacale. Bacale goes down. He's going to be whistled. The ball's going to be whistled. The player's going to be whistled. Abreu takes him down as Bacale tried to play it by him. Linesman, very clear view of that as Bacale went down hard. Here's a free kick from Miami United FC. It's going to be Shelton.
Yeah, in the area of a corner kick, so you certainly get it that you'd want Shelton to take this thing. He puts his left foot on it, and we'll see what kind of moves they make.
Not only delivered the ball that resulted in the goal from the corner, but has put in a number of other dangerous crosses that Miami United's trying to get ahead to. Body part too, something to put that in the back of the net. Here's Shelton, looks near post, headed out by Richardson. Here's Kolyar. JJ streaking down the field. He's going to get it. Touches it. Again.
2-on-3 opportunity.
Plays it long over the top.
Oh, and then a clipping
potential
of the
foul?
No, there was a kind of a soccer play. Their heels clicked there, and down he went.
As Miami United FC take over and try to bring it up the field, that's the type of breakout that the Armada are going to need to try to win this game.
Without a doubt. I mean, you have a 2-on-2 opportunity. That's a lot better than a 10-on-11 opportunity, right? So you got to take advantage when the odds move back into your favor. And Jamal did well to find some space, just a little off the mark on that long ball, trying to find his teammate.
Love seeing Johnson in space. Yeah. Brings up kind of the days of yesteryear when he was a Armada regular, when the Armada started play.
Yeah, we certainly mentioned him. 74 appearances for this club all time with the first team. Here's a nice ball ahead.
There's Palucci looking into the center, played off of Miami United FC. That was for Getty, and it's going to be that's Callejas, and it's going to be an Armada corner as JJ comes over to grab the ball to take it. JJ Jamal Johnson, tonight 75 appearances for the Armada.
I don't know if you can count it because this would technically be an Armada U23 appearance, which is a different team.
I count it.
Okay, you can count it.
75th appearance for the club.
Yeah, for the boys in blue.
Correct. As Johnson sets up to take this, looking to try to get somebody in that box to get ahead to it. De Silva and Redmore look like they're the two in there. He goes back post. Ball goes long and over everyone. It's going to go out of play as Palucci was the closest player to it.
Here's the thing. You're not pushing up as many numbers. You only got 4 guys inside the 18. The long ball might work in a different situation, right? In an opportunity where you got 6, maybe 7 guys up there, and then they're going to run back. But in this situation, you're playing down a player. You cannot afford to have a break the other way. So you're only going to commit 4, and that's what happens as we see, looks like Kobylar getting set to come off for the Jacksonville Armada.
It's like number 13.
Lewis Walker will be his substitute.
As Kobylar comes out, Walker, more of a defensive player for the Armada, is going to check in.
Oh, sorry, that's De Silva, not Kobylar. My apologies.
Correction. Yeah, you're correct. It is De Silva. Walker's going to come in. Looks like he's going to slide into that kind of right wing back spot or right midfield spot now for the Armada. Walker, young man, playing his college soccer. Now has the opportunity to be a hero for the Armada. Here's Shelton dancing near the box. Got to be careful here. He's nifty on his feet as Abreu goes in heavy. Here's Bacale. Shoots! Just high over the crossbar as Hur was a full stretch to try to get that. It's going to be an Armada goal kick.
Yeah, a little more on Lewis Walker, 22-year-old out of London, England. I think you've heard of that city. Played his college ball right down the road at Embry-Riddle down in Daytona Beach. Made 14 starts this past fall as a senior. Has now graduated and ready for that next step. Next step in the experience.
A really nice kid who works really hard and has worked on his craft. He was a highly respected player on his Embry-Riddle team, getting a chance with the Armada here in a big moment for the organization. Miami United FC heads it forward. Here's Shelton. Plays it out wide. Two Armada defenders close in. Looks like Palucci and Walker were in the area. Walker's going to be the one who plays it out. Miami United FC throw-in as they put it back for a Spita.
If you're curious, by the way, about the score bug, I can kind of fill you in on that. Basically, we went over 100 minutes total, and it seems to have reset down to 0 again. So think of this as like 100 and now 101 minute there. So there you go. We're at, just put a little 1 and a 0 in front of that 1, and that's where we're at.
Here comes another corner kick from Miami United FC, this time off Richardson, who went to play the ball in the corner. Looked like Aguinaga was the one who put it off of Richardson for the Miami United FC corner. Dangerous moments here for the Armada. 11 minutes into 11 minutes into extra time.
Yep.
15-minute halves.
We will have a break here in the next 3.5 minutes, and then maybe another minute after that.
The Armada got to do their best to try to stave off another Miami United FC corner kick. Sent into the center of the box, far post, headed back, cleared out by the Armada. It looked like Walker who got to it and cleared it out. Just recently came on. Here's Miami United FC. Plays it out wide. That's Benito. Plays it into the center for Dominguez. Plays it across. That was Bacale. Aguinaga. Plays it to the center, but dispossessed by Jamal Johnson. Back to Abreu, who clears. Walker goes for it. Can't get there. Serrano does. And now here comes Miami United FC. This is Insua. Plays it wide for Serrano. Richardson out to check him. Back to Insua. West keeping a close eye on him. Played across. This is for Getty. Plays it wide. This is Benito for Miami United FC. Tries to get into the box. Jamal Johnson gets his foot there. Here's a shot. Who'll save? Rebound. Over the top and wide by Miami United FC. Looked like Aguinaga was the one who got onto the rebound after a shot that tested Hur from
you
distance.
Look at that first one. It is curling towards that far post. Might have looked like it was going to go out. We'll get a better look here. Oh, that was dicey. Oh, yeah, it probably would have gone out, but you can't afford to risk it on that one. And Hul does a great job to punch, but a little fortunate that the follow-up wasn't more on frame because he was out of position after making that punch. And another 2 minutes here to hang on in the first half of extra time.
A nice save by Hur again, called on as the ball goes long. Kobylar can't get to it, had it all the way back.
By the way, second shout out to Tristan and the Gemstone crew because they put that score bug back together for the folks at home. So you're welcome. Good job by Tristan and everybody back there. Good job.
Here's Bacale.
Proud of you.
Plays it long and wide as Jamal Johnson tries to chase him down. Bacale plays it back towards the top of the box. Here's Insua. Tries to play it into the box. Smoke clears.
You talk about Shelton knowing when to hit it and when not to hit it. What a nice through. Just let it go right between his legs to an open player.
Benito to Insua to Serrano. He's going to shoot off of Richardson out of play. he's acquitted himself well since he's come on late in regulation.
I think it's worth reminding the folks at home a few times he's 17 years old. Young player, going to go play in Tampa for his college ball at USF.
Ball is switched across the field, and Abreu's going to head it out. At this point, the Armada isn't really throwing much forward. It's kind of batten down the hatches and hope you can get to the second extra time session.
Yeah, and, less than a minute here in those initial 15, and that went out.
It's too close for comfort, as Bacale thinks he got it before it went out, but it is going to be whistled for an Armada goal kick. And as you look here at the referee checking his watch, 30 seconds remaining in the first extra time period. Hur will kick the goal kick for the Armada. Tired legs out there. Guys looking at each other. This is gut check time.
Yeah, without a doubt. And Miami United's very well conditioned, right? You're never really well conditioned for 120 minutes. That's a lot of running if you're not going to make a lot of substitutions, which, as we've noted, they have not. They've made a couple. They've made two guys have come in over the course of this one as we reach the first halftime. Well, the only halftime. The end of the first half for extra time.
Still 1-1 as we get to the 105th minute. The end of first half of extra time. Jacksonville 1, Miami United FC 1. Almost all the chances in that first period of extra time went to Miami United FC as the Armada are playing a man down due to Micah Thomas's second caution and sending off late in the second half. We will be back from Hodges Stadium after these messages for your second half of extra time.
My life by two absolute truths.
Really? And what are they?
Well, the first truth is the best way to sell your home is on a big Cordo website.
Whoa, I'm going to stop you right there, cowboy. That might have worked in the past, but the market's changed. Right now, you list your home like that, you might be waiting for a while. You need a robust home marketing strategy built by a homevalue.com expert. Now, that's the best way to sell your home quickly and for the best price.
Well, my life outlook has been shattered.
Well, what's the other truth you live by?
And you won't laugh?
I promise I will not laugh.
I believe rainbows are streams of dandruff left by unicorns.
Homevalue.com. In the world of real estate, agents are faced with a critical choice when it comes to choosing their path. Either go with a full commission brokerage with an affordable comp plan but little to no additional support, or pay much higher fees to possibly receive revenue sharing in stock but with moderate support. These are your only options. But for the very few who venture out on their own, risking everything to build their own brokerage, losing access to tools, support, and stock awards that a larger platform can provide, every agent knows that you must choose wisely, because if you decide down the road that your current brokerage option is not the right fit for your needs, you need to make the costly transition back to square one, resetting caps and forfeiting stock and revenue share. Brokerages capitalize on this fear to trap agents in a model. This is simply the way it is. This is the way it's always been. But imagine there was a better way. Imagine a brokerage platform that gives agents the flexibility to move between comp plans so that they can spend their entire career in one place while earning stock and recruiting other agents. Imagine if that brokerage offered solutions that ranged from a 100% comp plan at just $500 per file with a $5,000 cap, all the way up to an affiliate brokerage plan where agents can start and run their own independent real estate company, all while retaining support, stock, and revenue share. Imagine agents having the best buyer lead generation, CRM, and automated marketing platform to help nurture and close buyers. Imagine this brokerage platform puts agents first.
Back here at Hodges Stadium for the second half of extra time. Jacksonville 1, Miami United FC 1 in this pivotal U.S. Open Cup first round matchup. Jacksonville playing a man down, if you're just joining us, for the last bit of the second half and all of the first extra time session. As Miami United jumps on a pass and almost intercepts it, only to see Teddy West play it out wide for Johnson. Johnson looking up the field. Serrano steps in, blocks his pass. Here's West trying to play Benito. For Bacale, looking wide for Aguinaga. He's also looking on some tired legs as he could barely get off the ground to try to head that, and then stretches it out to try to help those aging legs of his stay fresh.
Yeah, without a doubt. And we mentioned it before extra time started. If you're the Jacksonville Armada, you get through that first 15 minutes, you see 15 left on the clock, and you're trying to run it down, you absolutely would take a penalty kick shootout being down a player right now. Now, coming into the match, if you're Jacksonville, do you want that? No, I don't think so. I think you're talking about a very experienced team here, a team that's in form, a team that had to win their way into this thing, into the U.S. Open Cup as a local qualifier. You wanted no part of that, right? That changed. That certainly changed when Micah Thomas got that second yellow, turned into a red, and was sent off. And Jacksonville's been playing now down a man for the last 30, 45 minutes or so. So you would absolutely take the penalty kick shootout if you can get it at this point in the game.
You're not going to really see that much of offensive soccer from the Armada unless they get a free kick or some type of counter off of usually a long clearance when you're down a man. So once again, the Armada have to batten down the hatches here in the second half of extra time, playing down a man in the hopes that they can either squeeze a goal out of this second half of extra time or win in a shootout.
Love a good nautical metaphor for the Armada. Batten down the hatches, boy.
Yep.
Come on.
Here is Hururu for the Armada. Plays it long over the top. It's going to be cut out by Espita. Chests it down. Plays it back to the keeper Oxenot. Back to Espita. Serrano. He's had a nice game himself. He's been all over the field for Miami United FC. Gallejas. Plays it forward to Benito. Benito looks for Insua.
Here's one of those chances for Jacksonville, but you talk about not having as many guys up, and Kobylar is gassed. He's gassed. He's not going to be able to catch up to that. Now, what he wanted it closer to him, obviously. You can see the disappointment in his face as he looks back to his teammate Lewis Walker, who came in as a recent substitute. But, I mean, these guys are tired.
Yeah, you have very few runs like that left in your legs if you're a Kobylar. So you're hoping to get something on your feet as you're making one of those few runs towards the end of this game. Here's Espita for Miami United FC. Aguinaga comes back to get it. Tries to play it up the field, and he's going to play it out of bounds. It's going to be an Armada throw-in. As Walker takes the ball quickly, throws it for Palucci. Plays it long over the top. Here's JJ, who's going to get to this ball, but there's nobody there to help him. JJ crosses it, looking for somebody at that far post. They can't get there, and it's cleared by Miami United FC. JJ looking for a runner on the far side of the field. Plays it all the way across the box, only to see it cleared.
Yeah, terrific idea there by Johnson. I mean, you talk about putting it in a great spot for your teammates as we take another look. Here's Johnson, the savvy veteran, sends the cross right on that 6-yard line where the keeper doesn't want to come out. And fortunately for the folks at Miami United, Bacali was back there to clear for them. Otherwise, I mean, you had two blue jerseys there ready to pounce if possible.
It's a fantastic pass by Johnson. Looking for somebody, anybody, to get a foot or a knee or a chest onto that in the hopes that they could punch that one in on the counter. Looks like a man down for Miami United FC here as trainers are working on him. It looks like it's an Aguinaga, potentially, as you're seeing a substitute for Miami United get ready to come onto the pitch.
Yeah, I see Gabriel Ortiz ready to come on. Having a hard time seeing who it is who's trying to stretch out his legs down there on the near side.
Aguinaga's been up and down over the past couple of minutes, and it is number 11, Jose Aguinaga. As you see two members, that would be Miguel Angel Grande Jr. And Gabriel Enrique Rivas Ordonez, who are looking to come on for Miami United FC late here in this second extra time period. Aguinaga is going to be one of the Miami United FC players to check out. And Grande Jr. looks like he's going to come on for, looks like maybe Dominguez, if we can get that number right. It's 15. Yeah, 15, that's Dominguez, and his night is over as well. Here's a long throw-in attempt from the Armada after the Miami United FC clearance.
And they put some numbers up now. You've got 4 guys up there ready for this throw-in to come.
What are you looking to do here with this long throw?
I mean, if you can get it to, the head of Redmore, number 5, who's standing just outside the 6, about 8 yards from the goal line. I mean, you'd love to do that. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's got that kind of range. Let's take a look.
Long throw forthcoming. Yeah, he gets it towards the middle of the box. Cleared out by Miami United FC. Looked like a potential foul there. Not called. It's going to be called a Miami United FC throw-in.
So that was Walker there on the far side, not getting that call and also making that long throw a second ago.
That's a weapon there to have that long throw, especially a man down in extra time. Long play over the top here by Miami United, headed out by Smoke. Once again, demonstrating his competence as a center back tonight. He has been excellent for the Armada.
Yeah, so we are at about 8 minutes to go here in regulation, plus maybe a minute of extra time if needed, and then it would be penalties.
Richardson clears it out, put back in by Miami United FC, and Smoke clears it out for the Armada. Goliar, the thankless job of chasing down this ball as he continues to run all over the field.
I want to see his stats. I want to see his stats after this. He has done a couple 5Ks, let's say.
Here comes Miami United FC playing it long. Looks like Richardson headed it into Shelton. Looking for a handball, the Armada were, but the ref lets the play go on. Here's Palucci.
Johnson wants to make a run on the near side.
Here's West. Looking long over the top. That's Espita. That's going to be off Espita. That's going to be an Armada throw-in.
I think JJ wanted a handball there from his interactions with the line judge. We'll see if they decide to go with the long throw-in again from Walker or a more conventional short one.
And here comes Walker running over to try to get the long throw-in. He got it a good ways towards the center of the box on his first long throw. If he can somehow make something out of this with about 7 minutes left in extra time.
I think this is one of those scenarios where it can't be the first guy. Based on that first throw, you need someone first to head it further on, like this guy right there.
Right there. Ooh. Cleared out by Espita.
That's what you're looking for. I mean, that's how you draw it up if you're Coach Krasanovic, right? You want that second ball and a chance to maybe make something happen, and they had it right there.
Abreu steps in and makes a critical interception, as Shelton would have been off and running if Abreu missed that. Plays it around. Here's Johnson.
Here's the thing the Armada have to be very careful with right now is they are pushed forward because of that recent foray with the long throw-in, and a counter the other way would be very dangerous for Miami United right now.
Abreu is going to be able to keep it in play. Nice play by Smoke to get him out wide. Here's Abreu. Crosses. Headed out by Callejas. As Abreu goes after, it's going to be cleared out. And it's going to be an Armada corner kick as Miami United FC played it out over the end line.
This is the wild thing, right? I mean, you talk about Jacksonville being a player down. They're getting the big opportunities here the last 5 or so minutes. You take a look at Coach Krasanovic. You can't draw it up any better, right? You want set pieces. You want a chance on a long throw-in. You want a chance where you can move your players up and take that chance because in the run of play, you're far less likely to do it.
Here's the corner. Looking for Redmore, headed out. Now the Armada got to get back and play some defense. West tries to chase it out, only to watch Benito put it out for the Armada. It's an Armada throw-in. Here's Johnson. Plays it out wide.
Good chance to switch here.
That's Smoke. Plays it out wide. Here's West. Crosses. Can't get there. Ball deflected out. And here comes Miami United FC looking to play out quickly. Palucci trying to track it down. Can't. This ball is played out to Insua. Insua looking long and wide across the field. He's got a man. Cannot keep it in bounds. And it will be the Armada to throw it in. Wasted opportunity there for Miami United FC as the ball's played too far to get to before it crosses.
Yeah, Jacksonville had those players up too, so if you're them, you want to take advantage of that for sure.
Good job by the Armada though of stopping that quick breakout. They're forcing guys wide to keep possession on those breaks, and it's only caused them maybe 1 or 2 break opportunities by Miami United FC tonight.
By the way, it doesn't look like either team's going to make any more substitutions. Nobody else warming up at the moment.
Shot knocked out by Smoke, volleyed out by Johnson. It's going to be a Miami United FC throw-in. Is Miami United FC threatened? Here's Insua. The Armada are going to clear this. Smoke.
No, smart play right there by Smoke there to bounce it off of the defender and earn the goal kick, and that allows your guys to breathe. You don't have to do that throw in deep in your own territory. You get Hul a chance to really belt one deep and get everybody out of your zone for a little while.
So Smoke once again clears it out. It will be Armada goal kick after the deflection off the Miami United FC player, as we are now 3.5 minutes from the end of extra time. Ball played up by Hur. Need out. Walker gets there. Can't control it. Here comes Bakale. Looks for Shelton. Shelton to Insua. Here's a long shot. Covered up. Collected easily by Hur.
That felt like a wasted chance because they had numbers on that near side. Jamal was by himself having to cover 2 Miami United players, and I think the better move there would have been to drop it off to his teammate, push it forward a little bit, and then try the cross. But tries to go straight for goal and doesn't work.
Miami United will retake possession after the long kick by Hur.
I mentioned the fact that neither team likely to make another substitution, and that proves to be important because that means you are left with the guys who are out here on the field right now in that potential penalty kick shootout. So both coaches on the sidelines are obviously hoping their guys can take care of business, and then you just have to think that beforehand they created the master list, right? The rankings of, if these guys are in this game, who am I keeping in there to give it a shot for us?
Serrano for Espita. Plays it up to Grande Jr. Ball played out wide. This is for Getty. Plays it up top to Bakale. Plays it out wide. Takes on an Armada defender, puts it in the middle to Insua. Marked by West. Insua's going to shoot from distance, high and wide. He likes that shot from distance, but hasn't really come close a number of times this evening as he's taken it.
No, and I don't know, if you're a team that's got the better numbers, the more players, why are you taking the long shots? I don't quite get that. I know that is a weapon for them, but if you're that team, you probably want to keep moving your numbers up and take advantage of the fact that you got more guys than them on the field. Just to remind the folks at home, Jacksonville's been playing down a man since late in the second half, so it's been a while that they've been playing with 10 to Miami United's 11.
Even the guys who have come on late. I
Yeah.
mean, if you asked Jamal Johnson before this game if he was going to play 40 minutes, he'd probably have told you there's zero chance of that happening. If you ask Hur about going to a shootout, do you think he's probably got that in his mind at the beginning of a game? Probably not. His game has had a number of different twists and turns that have put us to where we are. Here's Walker. Looking for Jamal Johnson. Johnson's going to be offsides. Refs flags up. And you're going to see a free kick.
You kind of knew it was too good of a moment there when 2 guys were behind the entire defense. That's your telltale sign there that Miami United had pulled the trap and was able to get him. Here's a look at the replay as Kobylar. Nice ball through, but as you mentioned, both Belushi and Johnson off side.
Bakale making a long run, only for Micah Smoke to step in, clear it out. Here's Richardson, clears it out.
Final seconds here of a regulation in extra time. There'll be 1 minute of stoppage time for extra time. Lots of times.
That 1 minute may seem like an eternity to some of these guys on the field. Hey, Walker checks the on-running Grande Jr. Here comes Miami United. Looking in the center is Insua. Insua looking for an option, finds it. Grande Jr. plays it out wide. Miami United FC looking for something magical as we're winding down here.
Got to be careful inside that 18.
Belushi trying to check Bakale. All the way over. This is Benito. Jamal Johnson checking him. Shot blocked by the defense. Johnson's going to clear it out of bounds. About 20 seconds left in extra time and extra time.
And the head official definitely checking his watch a little more feverishly here. Knows that the end is coming. Whistle to the mouth. And we are headed to a penalty kick shootout at Hodges Stadium in the U.S. Open Cup.
That is the end of extra time. 30 minutes of extra time played between the Jacksonville Armada And Miami United FC.
And look, this is the best case opportunity since that red card happened late in the second half. I mean, if you're the Jacksonville Armada and you're Tommy Kruzanovic and that coaching staff, this is what you were hoping to get to, right? I mean, yes, sure, obviously would have loved a goal and to win it without the need of the PKs, but playing down a man, I mean, this is what you wanted to get to, and here we are. The winner of this penalty kick shootout advances to play Miami FC. That game April 4th down in South Florida at the FIU Soccer Stadium. We'll see who each team selects as their 5 to take the kicks.
So let's set the stage here
Sure.
for penalty kicks, and we're looking at the keepers. Nicholas Hur, local university goalkeeping coach, hasn't played a full game in maybe 2 years. He's on the Armada side. And then you got Peterson Oxenot, who is a Haitian international who's been playing pro ball for the last few years, has played U17, U19, U20 with the Haitian national team. He's on the other side for Miami United FC. But this is what the U.S. Open Cup is all about. These kind of unsung stories of guys who are, not playing anymore in the early rounds, who are getting an opportunity to make something out of it, have stories to tell their kids and, their potential players that are playing for them. What an opportunity for Hur to make something happen for the Armada here in the shootout.
Yeah, without a doubt. And if you're the goalkeeper, this is your time to shine. And I mean, he's been teaching guys how to do this for the last little bit. Now is his chance to do it on his own against a very talented team from Miami United, who has certainly showed that they can take shots. Now we'll see how they do taking shots from the spot.
It's funny, as from our vantage point, we can see quite a bit of the stands. I saw a number of guys wearing JU soccer gear who were here to probably cheer on their coach who was playing tonight. What's practice going to be like for them next week when he goes back and regales them of stories of how he played after a couple of years? I mean, for a guy like Hur, who's a really nice guy, I've gotten to know him pretty well, he's all smiles all the time. And having that type of personality puts you in a pretty good place here during a shootout. If you're not showing stress, it's a good message to your team. And he rarely shows that he's stressed out. I think that's something to look at in this shootout.
Looking pretty serious right now.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're going to go to the goal on the left is where they're headed. And so will the fans. I love that. Looks like a bunch of the fans are migrating down to that end as they want to get closer to the action. Of course, this is on the opposite side of where Section 904 is. They are off to the right. So we'll see if they work their way down to that end for this penalty kick shootout. In the opening round of the U.S. Open Cup.
Be interesting to see the 5 guys chosen by Jacksonville to
I'm
take
curious.
these kicks.
I am curious to see where they go with it because as I look down at the sheet here, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what Coach Kruzanovic, if I'm Tommy, put yourself in. Put yourself in, Coach. Get in there.
Player-coach action, huh?
It's the player. He's not registered. He's not registered. He can't go in the game. Tommy Kruzanovic, by the way, tied for the all-time leading goal scorer in Jacksonville U.S. Open Cup history. Oh, yeah, there's Section 904, and the players, they're all running down there. All the fans are excited about this thing getting going. They are ready for a penalty kick shootout. But
Kruzanovic, his personality,
I know.
He's somewhat quiet,
yeah,
but he's intense.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, as a former player, you love these type of situations. The magic that he has wove with this Armada team over the past couple of years, in the NPSL, they are one of the elite teams to play in that league and have shown it over the last 2 years. Yeah. With 10 men against a really good Miami FC team, what is going through his mind as he's looking at his roster of guys and he sees a guy like Jamal Johnson, who's 37, and he sees a guy, like
Tyler Richardson, who's 17.
Yeah, exactly.
You got 17 and 37, both 20 years apart, playing on this same roster here tonight.
Excited to see how this sorts itself out as we head for penalty kicks, and it looks like the Armada are going to shoot first.
Love seeing this, by the way. You're seeing a lot of respect from these two teams. They just had a hard-fought 120-minute battle to a 1-1 draw, and able to show each other a little bit of respect there. as they get set for the penalty kick shootout.
As Peterson Oxenot takes his mark, awaiting the first shooter for Jacksonville to make his way to that end of the pitch. We shall see who is first up for the Armada. They're arm in arm, as is Miami United FC on the benches, as they anticipate the beginning of this shootout. If you're joining us late, scores 1-1. Extra time has been played. First half goal by the Armada by Micah Thomas in the late first half, countered by a goal from Miami United FC in the beginning of the second half by Dominguez, has put us in this place where we are now. This is extra soccer. This is fun soccer for folks at home. The neutrals loving this. You got a lot of people in the stadium are on the edge of their seat as they pile down into that corner of the field where the shots are taking place.
Yeah, and it's funny. I mean, last night, just hanging out at home, thinking, oh, what can I do? Popped on a penalty kick shootout in the U.S. Open Cup, and I'm sure tons of folks around the country are doing that just now, getting a chance to come see this one. You see Oxenot there. He's ready to go. He's still dancing. Look at that. He's having a good time out there. Love that. The Haitian native ready to go here. He's 33 years old. He's playing in the U.S. Open Cup, playing for a team he's played for 5 years. And, yeah, might as well have a little fun with it, right?
Hey, 500 folks online joining us right now watching this game. You've tuned in at the right time as we proceed to a penalty kick shootout. And it looks like Jamal Johnson is going to be the first shooter for the Armada as he makes the long walk down towards that end of the pitch. Storied Armada legend, my usual broadcast partner during the regular season. Jamal Johnson has lived for these types of moments. And in many discussions we've had about playing the game and being big in big moments, Johnson's going to get his opportunity right now to do that for
Last
the Armada.
played in the USL in 2019 for Fresno, scored 16 goals across 2 seasons for that club. Here's a chance for him to put one in the back of the net in a penalty kick shootout in the opening round of the U.S. Open Cup against Miami United FC.
As the referee gives his final instructions to both the shooter and the keeper. Here's Johnson, ready to take the first kick of the penalty shootout. As he does his dance. Score! Jacksonville on the board. Jamal Johnson cashes in his opportunity, giving the Armada a 1-0 lead in the shootout. Oxenot got his hand to that.
He
that
did.
Was close.
He absolutely did. I mean, really good player. You see it right here. He gets a piece of it. He guessed right to the right, but Jamal with enough pace on it to still be able to go ahead and put it into the back of the net as he does right there. So Jacksonville up 1.
First shooter for Miami United FC, number 4, Miguel Angel Grande Jr., substitute who checked in the second half to this game, trusted by the coaches to take this first important spot kick during the penalty kick shootout. Hur is waiting. The referee blows his whistle. Shot, score. Miami United FC. It's Miguel Angel Grande Jr. scores to tie this penalty kick shootout at 1. A very nice delivery by Grande Jr.
And one of those situations where he started a little further back in the net, maybe like a foot off the line. You see sometimes these guys want to start. He wanted to get that jump, that run forward as part of his move. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We'll see what happens here for the remaining penalty kick takers.
Rihad Kobiyar stands for the Armada at the penalty spot, awaiting his kick, the second to be taken by the Armada in this penalty shootout.
Went to high school about 15 minutes from here over at Mandarin High School. Now he gets his chance in the U.S. Open Cup.
Oxenot stands waiting for Kobiyar. Goal! Jacksonville! As Kobiyar puts the Armada up 2-1 in this penalty kick shootout. Nice finish by Kobiyar. As he goes left, Oxenot guesses the wrong way, and the Armada are up a goal as Miami United FC turns to Jason Espita to take the second spot kick during this penalty kick shootout.
27-year-old from Cartagena, Colombia, and he has been a strong presence in that defensive line. And you're sending a defender up there to go try and level it at 2 here. This is part of the interesting strategy when it comes to a PK shootout.
First shooter's a sub and the second shooter's a defender. Miami United's head coach must know something that we usually don't. Here's the kick. Spita scores for Miami United FC, knotting this penalty shootout at 2. Nice play by Espita to hammer it low into the right corner after Hurl chooses to go the other way.
For Jacksonville, it'll be Teddy West stepping to the spot next. Of course, the 23-year-old from Brighton, England, played his college ball at Embry-Riddle.
West has been good all night tonight, running around that center of midfield, being a nuisance on defense and being a creator on offense. Here's his opportunity for the young man to give the Armada a 1-goal lead in this penalty shootout.
A little magic in that 11 jersey.
The new jersey that he put on. Peterson Oxenot waiting. Shot. Scored. Jacksonville. Teddy West gives the Armada a 3-2 lead in this penalty shootout. Oxenot guessed right. West had too much pace on it for Oxenot to get to.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing Oxenot is a really good keeper. He keeps putting himself in a great position to go and make that final save, but he just can't quite get to it. As next up, it's Marcos Bacale.
Bacale has been very good since he came on in the second half, kind of terrorizing the Armada down that right wing. Bacale played defense tonight. Again, another defender to take a spot kick for Miami United FC. Hur waits. Bacale shoots. Hul gets a piece of it, but goal for Miami United FC. Ties everything up at 3 in this penalty shootout.
Yeah, we take another look at it here, and another situation where the goalkeeper's guessing right. He keeps guessing right and getting a piece of it, but these are really well taken penalties because even with that contact from the keeper, they've still been able to put it into the back of the net.
Looks like Palucci for the Armada will step up to take the next spot kick. Young man who plied his trade at Jacksonville FC, looking to put the Armada up 1. Shoots, score, Jacksonville.
You want to talk about a 20-year-old stepping up and striking it with confidence? How about that from the former Nice Panther, originally from Albania, went to high school here in Jacksonville. The 9 flopping on that jersey, and instead he just throws it into the back of the net. That was sent with a lot of vigor.
I was going to say, even if he guessed right, he's probably not getting to that.
That one was, that was blasted.
Hammered into the upper right-hand corner.
And I just love the confidence from him to be able to step up to that as a 20-year-old and take care of business.
This looks like it's Insua from Miami United FC, one of their go-to players as they look for offense all evening. Insua to face Huru, chasing a goal down 4-3 in this penalty kick shootout.
This is a crucial PK. If he misses, Jacksonville can win on the next one.
Shot. Hur gets his hands to it, but it goes in. Goal, Miami United FC. As Insua walks over to Hur. Fantastic spot kick by Insua. Great effort by Hur. He cannot keep it out.
I don't know if I've seen a PK shootout with keepers getting their gloves on it as many times as we've seen in this one.
For the Armada, stepping up looks like number 5.
Well, it's essentially sudden death now as we're 4-4.
That's 15. That is Micah Smoke, who changed jerseys about halfway through the game due to number malfunction.
That's right.
But Smoke is going to take the very important 5th kick here with the score tied at 4. Smoke shoots, scores, goal Jacksonville. 5-4 Armada. And if Hur can get his hands on this and keep it out of the net, the Armada will advance to the second round of the U.S. Open Cup. Another well-struck shot. Oxenot guesses wrong, and the Armada go up 1.
Yeah, you mean you talk about needing to make it? Well, this is it right here.
Do or die for Forgetti.
Yeah, Frank Forgetti. From here on out, I mean, there is so much pressure on these players coming down to a single kick. And here we are for Frank Forgetti, the 23-year-old from South Florida.
Here's Forgetti. Shoots right up the middle as Hur dives to the right. Knotted up at 5. Goal, Miami United FC.
90 minutes wasn't enough. 120 minutes wasn't enough. 5-player shootout, not enough. As we now go to the 6th shooter. From here on out, it is one at a time.
This looks like Walker for the Armada, the substitute, coming up to take the kick. 5-5 in the shootout. And most of them have had a goalkeeper's hand to them. The majority of them have.
Yeah, that last one from Forgetti, the low down the middle. You always like to sprinkle one of those
gutsy.
in there. It is gutsy.
It
takes some guts, that's for sure.
Here's Walker for the Armada to try to put them up 1. Oxenot waits. Walker shoots. Score! Goal, Armada! Jacksonville takes the 6-5 lead in this penalty kick shootout. Another well-struck ball, this time by Walker. Oxenot guesses right. It just beats him into the corner.
Look at him. He is pumped up. He is excited. He wants the crowd to get into it, and they are. This entire crowd is on their feet. They will not sit down until this thing is over.
Miami United FC. Ortiz steps up for Miami United FC. Substitute who came on in the second half. It's all in the hands of Ortiz now. If Hur can save this, the Armada will win. Shot! Goal! Miami United FC. Tied up at 6. As Ortiz goes low, Hur guesses the wrong way, and we're all tied up here at Hodges Stadium.
Yeah, and you talk about substitutes needing to come in and make an impact. Well, maybe you don't make it in the game, but you make it right here in the shootout. And this time, Hul guesses wrong, goes to the left, and that's an easy one for Ortiz to put in the back of the net.
7th shooter for the Armada is Ayrton Redmore, who steps up to take the spot kick. The Australian, been a rock in defense all night for the Armada, faces Patterson Oxenot. Here we go. Tied up at 6. Redmore shoots. Goal! Jacksonville! Redmore slots it low into the left-hand corner, giving the Armada a 7-6 lead in this penalty kick shootout. Nice shot there as Oxenot dives the wrong way, giving the Armada the lead.
I mean,
something has to give here.
We've had 13 guys step up there to take a penalty kick, and 13 makes. This is just next-level stuff right here. These guys are playing so well and getting such great strikes on the ball. It's just a matter of who's going to be the
Ice
hero.
in the veins. Ice in the veins.
Yeah, no doubt.
Shamar Shelton steps up for Miami United FC. Hur is waiting for it. Shot, goal, Miami United FC, as Shelton calmly and coolly slots it as Hur guessed early. Diving to his left, Shelton pretty much played it right down the middle.
Yeah, I kind of had him deer in the headlights there. Not a lot you can do when you kind of commit yourself to one way or the other. And
Richardson
that's
for
what happens.
the Armada, the 17-year-old, stepping up to take his spot kick. Makes the long walk. What a moment for this 17-year-old. Came in, played remarkably well in a pretty difficult situation.
Yeah, no doubt.
With the Armada down a man. Now has the ability to put the Armada ahead in this penalty kick shootout. We've had 14 shots and 14 goals so far in this penalty shootout as it stands tied at 7-7. Oxenot waits as Richardson gets his instructions. Shot off the crossbar. Ball stays out for Richardson as Oxenot didn't have to make the save as Richardson hits the bar and he walks back dejected.
Got to keep your head up, man, because that is a heck of an effort here from a 17-year-old. It just a touch too high, and sure enough, comes right back to him.
Tough for the 17-year-old who Kobayar goes to console. Looks like Benito, the captain, is going to step up for Miami United FC. And if Benito scores, Miami United FC go through to the second round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
Wearing the captain's armband, 32 years old.
Hur having to come up large here. Shot. Save! Hur saves it. And the penalty kick shootout will go on as he celebrates. Fantastic save on a pretty weak spot kick from the captain, Benito. We move forward. 7-7 as Hur guests.
Wow.
And guesses right, gets his hands to it.
Lays out to his right, comes up jubilant.
I think it also caught part of his knee as it went off his hands.
Little Dikembe.
Yeah, do whatever you got to do to keep that ball out of the net. Here's Abreu stepping up for the Armada.
Last of the outfield players for the Armada, by the way. Should this move to a 10th round, you'll have Jacksonville's goalkeeper having to go, while Miami United will still have another one of their players since Jacksonville's down
as a coach, he's always training his guys.
Just saying.
You know that, right?
So Gio Abreu.
Here's Abreu. Shoots, score! Armada go up 8-7 in this penalty kick shootout. Giovanni Abreu cashes in, putting the Armada up 1 and 1 spot kick away from advancing to the second round of the U.S. Open Cup. Hur having to come up large again here to win this game. Callejas, a rock in defense for Miami United FC tonight, steps up to take the spot kick. 1 save, 1 missed kick, 1 crossbar, 1 goalpost. And out, the Armada advance. Here's Callejas facing Hur. Right underneath Hur, goal, Miami United FC. Making it 8-8 as we move forward with this penalty kick shootout.
I mentioned it. Here is, oh my goodness, yeah, that's tough, man. You guess right, but you just get a little too much elevation.
It goes right underneath his leg.
You. Now's the time. It's time for a keeper penalty kick.
Keeper v. keeper at Hodges Stadium tonight. We've seen numbers fall off shirts.
Yeah.
We've seen a shootout where you have keeper v. keeper.
Yeah.
What else can we see tonight? Maybe an Armada win?
I mean, I wouldn't.
Miami United FC?
We'll find out.
Peterson Oxenot is waiting for Hur's shot. As goalkeeper against goalkeeper for these next two. The mind game's being played. Here's Hur. Shoots. Score! Goal Armada! As Hur cashes in under the crossbar, giving the Armada a 1-goal lead, 9-8 in this penalty shootout.
Well, let's take a look at this one. And if you're a goalkeeper, you generally want the crossbar to keep the ball out for you. Not in this case, as he is able to benefit. And it looks like, by the way, instead of Serrano, they're going to Oxenot.
Peterson Oxenot will take the next kick. Shoots! Saved by Hool! Final score! In extra time and now penalty kicks. Jacksonville 9, Miami United FC 8. As fans begin to rush the field. And here at Hodges Stadium, what a fantastic show of soccer tonight.
And here it is, the final moment, keeper versus keeper. And Hool, to his right, gets the hand down, keeps it out. and the Jacksonville Armada are advancing. They will play at Miami FC on April 4th in the next round of the U.S. Open Cup. What a performance by the Jacksonville Armada. What a performance by Miami United FC. Just another tremendous chapter to this great rivalry that we have seen over the last few years as the boys in blue are advancing on in the U.S. Open Cup.
As Stuart just said, the next step for the Armada is a second-round matchup in Miami against the USL's Miami FC on Tuesday, April 4th at Florida International University's soccer stadium, with the kickoff, as of now, scheduled for 7 p.m. Once again, the next round for the Armada will conduct itself on April 4th in Miami at the Florida International Soccer Stadium, with kickoff scheduled for 7 p.m. against Miami FC of the USL. What a game tonight as we leave you from Hodges Stadium as a jubilant crowd rushes the field. The Jacksonville Armada advance in the first round of the U.S. Open Cup, defeating Miami United FC by the score of 9-8 in the penalty shootout that took place after 90 minutes and two 15-minute periods of extra time. Unbelievable, Stuart.
The Jacksonville Armada keep dancing despite some misses, some saves, and that's the man who comes up big both with his foot and with his hand. Nicholas Hull gets it done, and the Armada are still dancing in the U.S. Open Cup.
Thanks for joining us tonight for our broadcast here at Hodges Stadium. Take care. Have a great evening.
I live my life by two absolute truths.
Really? And what are they?
Well, the first truth is the best way to sell your home is on a big corridor website.
Whoa, I'm going to stop you right there, cowboy. That might have worked in the past, but the market's changed. Right now, you list your home like that, you might be waiting for a while. You need a robust home marketing strategy built by a homevalue.com expert. Now, that's the best way to sell your home quickly and for the best price.
Well, my life outlook has been shattered.
Well, what's the other truth you live by?
And you won't laugh?
I promise I will not laugh.
I believe rainbows are streams of dandruff left by unicorns.
Homevalue.com. In the world of real estate, agents are faced with a critical choice when it comes to choosing their path. Either go with a full commission brokerage with an affordable comp plan but little to no additional support, or pay much higher fees to possibly receive revenue sharing in stock but with moderate support. These are your only options. But for the very few who venture out on their own, risking everything to build their own brokerage, losing access to tools, support, and stock awards that a larger platform can provide, every agent knows that you must choose wisely, because if you decide down the road that your current brokerage option is not the right fit for your needs, you need to make the costly transition back to square one, resetting caps and forfeiting stock and revenue share. Brokerages capitalize on this fear to trap agents in a model. This is simply the way it is. This is the way it's always been. But imagine there was a better way. Imagine a brokerage platform that gives agents the flexibility to move between comp plans so that they can spend their entire career in one place while earning stock and recruiting other agents. Imagine if that brokerage offered solutions that ranged from a 100% comp plan at just $500 per file with a $5,000 cap, all the way up to an affiliate brokerage plan where agents can start and run their own independent real estate company, all while retaining support, stock, and revenue share. Imagine agents having the best buyer lead generation, CRM, and automated marketing platform to help nurture and close buyers. Imagine this brokerage platform puts agents first and focuses on real estate with great training, support, and culture. Imagine if that same brokerage platform recruited for its agents with thousands of dollars in marketing after every transaction they closed at no additional cost to the agent. How many more agents could that platform reach? How large could it be? Imagine how much the stock could be worth. Imagine if this auto-recruit system included digital marketing, direct mail, email, retargeting, and was all powered by an AI automation engine, all working together so contacts proactively reach out and ask about the opportunity to join. Imagine if agents could earn up to 7 levels of revenue share and stock grants on the agents that the platform recruited for them. Imagine how much revenue share agents could earn, how many customers it could serve. Imagine if this brokerage encouraged its agents to build local relationships for mortgage, title, and other services to make sure their clients get the best service. How many more transactions would they close? How large could that platform grow? Can you imagine the stock value now? Imagine having the flexibility to run your entire business from the palm of your hand so that you can maximize your most valuable asset, your time. Imagine getting in on the ground floor, at the top of a recruiting downline, before the company's gone public, before the market's saturated. Now imagine what your boat's going to look like. No, a little bigger. There you go. Imagine if those recruiting efforts and stock awards could provide for the agent in life after real estate and ensure a successful retirement. And imagine the entire enterprise is created and backed by a proven industry innovator. Now imagine this platform already exists. Imagine you own this platform. Imagine how large you can grow. How much revenue share you could earn. Just imagine.